thing for certain. This has been an odyssey I won't forget.
Hello, everybody! I don't know why I did the intro like that, because that is never how I say it. I usually go, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Podyssey. But there you have it. You got two different intros. My name's the Exile. I'm co-hosted by my friends, Willis Makes Movies, a.k.a. Harrison and Lewis. Today, we are here to talk everything Assassin's Creed and everything in between, I suppose. It's a podcast. It's what we do. And
we do talk about Assassin's Creed. Every episode.
Yeah. I mean, last episode, maybe not so much, but we did squeeze a bit of AC in there just to please the AC fans. But
yeah.
we
reached the minimum AC talk time.
I mean, look, like we were just saying off camera, last week was the day the Oblivion remaster dropped, so of course we were gonna talk about that. You know, emotions were high, we were feeling it. But today it's gonna be more grounded on Assassin's Creed. The title and the thumbnail is gonna be much more accurate to what we're talking about today. But before we get into all the Assassin's Creed content, how are you doing, Mr. Willis Makes Movies, aka Mr. Lewis?
I'm doing good. I'm doing all right, yeah. Like I was saying before we recorded, I've had a pretty quiet week. Everything's just sort of been chugging along all right. I went to Wagamama's on Friday.
For the abroad viewers that aren't from the UK, can you give a brief explainer of what that place is?
It is like Asian style cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit expensive, so it's a bit more of a upper echelon, a bit of a treat. I would say.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like your rices, your noodles. There's like bao buns.
There's like broth.
Ramen.
That's it. Yeah. That's what I have when I go. Yeah.
And I think that sums it up. To be honest, I'm not the best person to give a synopsis because this is only the first time I've ever been in person.
Damn, really? Do you usually order it like takeaway?
I've only ordered it once, and I didn't like it.
Oh, what did you
order?
order?
I was a little bit. I remember it was years ago now. It was maybe 4 years ago. I was like Deliveroo. I got It was ramen. I believe it was ramen in a bowl, but it was just like chicken and rice. Oh no, that wouldn't have been. No, it was just chicken and rice.
Sounds
with
alright.
Like leaves.
Sounds
It
nice.
was sort of alright, but it was just like a bit boring, and I didn't see it being like worth the money. Whereas this time I went in person, and it was so much nicer. And like you get the chopsticks, and it's a bit more authentic, and yeah, it was really like a nicer atmosphere. I think like the atmosphere of the place helps as well.
Yeah. What did you order?
I got pulled pork ramen.
Sounds quite nice.
It was really nice. I mean, pulled pork is absolutely gorgeous.
When you get a bit of pork that is pulled, it's even better than unpulled.
Unpulled pork, yeah, it's totally different. And then I got some like bao buns for a starter.
What? Some what?
Like bao or biao.
What the fuck? What are you saying?
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? Bao buns, like a white sort of a little bit sticky like bread with like salad and pork and I got a pork. Well, did I get a pork one? No, I got a beef one, I think.
How'd you spell that?
It's BAO.
I've never heard of that. I'll look it up.
They have them in Asda.
Let's overlay an image or something for the viewers.
Yeah,
I have no idea what that is.
Here's the.
But how
maybe I'm not gonna show a picture. I'll show the legal definition of what it is, and people just use their imagination. Bao bun, yeah, they're
Oh, like a dumpling sort of thing.
There is a dumpling sort, but it's not that.
Right. Well,
you can get them at the back of Asda.
Only at the back by the bins.
Yeah, by the
trash cans.
Yeah, it's just by the toilets.
Yeah, you got to meet.
They're usually in a bin.
You got to meet a fella around the back, and he gives you the bao buns.
Let me send you a photo just so I know we're talking about the same thing here.
Right.
So this is a Oh no, that's the wrong thing.
Oh. So while you're getting an image, Is
Yeah.
how you enjoy? So you enjoyed yourself. What did you have for your main?
I had the pulled pork. That was the main.
Of course you
the main
did.
was
Of
the
course.
ramen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then the starter was these bao buns, and it was lovely. And then I saw the bill,
Oh yeah.
and I started to enjoy the food a lot more, knowing how much it was going to cost by the
Oh
end of it.
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. You started to
It's not
savor your
cheap.
food. Yeah. What?
It's really
I tell you what though, the last time I went to Wagamama's, right? I
Yeah.
got it for free because
oh
do you remember the YouTube creator thing that we were both in? I'm holding up my Lego thing that they gave it to. This was
yes,
something we
yes.
got. Basically,
They got you like stupid discounts and stuff.
Yeah, for the viewers, basically it's ended now. I don't know why YouTube ended it because it was great, but once a month they would give you all these little like free offers. Oh, I see it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've seen that before. I just didn't know the name.
Yeah.
But yeah, like YouTube would give you like free cinema ticket. They give you like free like random. It wasn't anything huge. It was like a bit of money off of when you order.
Yeah,
from
I remember
this
getting like
place
a
or that
Greg's
place.
sausage roll.
Yeah.
That was a funny one.
What did you get?
A Greg's sausage roll.
Oh, a Greg's sausage
like, that's
roll.
it. It's just a sausage roll.
It's just random, but I got like a whole free meal from Wagamama's from there.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That is like gold.
That wasn't even bad. And like I remember me and Chloe both went, and I don't know if we both ate for free, but I think no. What it was is it was a free meal for one person. So then me and Chloe just split the cost of the other meal.
Oh,
So-
that's a good idea.
Yeah. So
that's
it was
smart.
like I don't even know. I don't remember how much, but it was pretty cheap. But one thing I always think that always threw me off about Wagamama's, and it's not the chopsticks is one of them because I can't use them
yeah.
for my life. But another thing that really throws me off is like I don't know if it's the same up where you are, but you have to sit on benches with other people. Like you don't get your own table.
Yes. Yeah, that surprised me. You're just sort of like joining someone else's table.
Yeah. They'll just sit you next to a whole family, and you're like, right, okay.
That's
guess
exactly what happened.
I guess I'm a Sherman bit today, or something.
It was funny. Somebody, I was struggling with the chopsticks, but it's funny how much you get motivated to use them when you're hungry and your food's in front of you.
I just get a knife and fork.
Well, I was gonna do that, but the family next to us, like, took all the cutlery.
Oh, what?
So I was just like, yeah, like they took all the knives and forks, and I was looking at it like, I feel like one of those was meant for me.
Yeah.
And they haven't.
Oh, bro, you should have gone up and been like, "Give me my knife and fork." You should have took them off.
It was like
the
an
kids.
elderly couple and their grandchildren or something.
You should have grabbed the food off of the grandchildren's plate, scraped their food on the floor, and said, "How'd you like that?" And then you should have licked their knives and forks clean, and then started using it. That's what you should have done.
I could have just nicked it. They wouldn't have caught me.
No, you should start flicking like peas at the kids and stuff just to get them back. You know what I mean? With your fork, like put it on the end of the fork, just flick it.
Just get some hot sauce or something and just...
Yeah, just pour it all over their heads or something. Oh,
One thing that stood out to me is quite funny was like my whole thought process was, oh, this is going to be like an Asian style cuisine. So it's going to be like very Asian influenced.
Mm.
And it was, except for the staff, who were just all white.
Oh yeah, it's like that in Bath as well.
And like, I turned around and I was like, oh, I can see through the kitchen. Oh, they're also all white.
They're all like Brexit geezers cooking up ramen.
They are, yeah. They're a little bit like, I don't know. It felt a bit weird. I just felt like it didn't like it took away from the experience.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It doesn't feel as authentic, does it? Because it's like, oh, well, I could just go down any shop.
Can I trust you guys with this? Is this just like is this a ready meal that you stick in the microwave?
Yeah, I feel like it depends where you are. Like, obviously, I won't say where you live exactly, just in case you wouldn't want to say. But like, would you say that where you live is predominantly like just like white people, or would you say it's more diversity?
Oh, I'd say it's quite diverse. I mean, I did have to travel like half an hour out to get to Wagamama's. We don't have a Wagamama's like local to us.
Yeah.
Actually, it's because I was going to the cinema as well.
What'd you watch?
I want to see the good old Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, I'm seeing that tomorrow potentially.
Oh, well, we accidentally booked the Dolby screening.
Yeah,
It's the first time I've ever seen a movie in like Dolby surround sound, that 5.1 mix, and the sound was just it was different.
You saw the true telling of Revenge of the Sith. You saw the true experience.
Can you imagine hearing like this is where the fun begins, but it's echoing around your head?
It's reverberating through your very soul. Yeah. What about when he goes, do it?
Do it. Get. Yeah.
Oh, I love that film.
That was wonderful.
Like, there's so many memes, but it's also like a great Star Wars film, I think.
Oh, I think it's brilliant, yeah. And then it's just like the velocity of memes as well. Like there's no 5 minutes without a meme happening.
I know.
So it keeps your spirits up all the way through, even though what's happening is just devastating.
Yeah. You're my brother, Anakin. I loved you.
I loved you.
I hate you.
Yeah, I gotta say I do love that final fight because Obi-Wan, like Ewan McGregor's doing his best with the lines he's been given, and then Hayden Christensen I don't think knows what to do, so he's just sort of playing it evil.
Yeah,
You underestimate my power.
Yeah, I can't even hate on that scene. That whole like stretch of like the fight, I love it. Duel of the Fates.
I mean, the actual
right?
choreography is fantastic. That film is so good when people aren't talking. And thankfully, Revenge of the Sith has a lot of scenes where they're not talking.
Yeah, like the whole intro. It's like 5 minutes of like fighting.
Yeah,
in
just
in
straight
space.
Up action. Yeah.
By the
and
way,
like there's a scene. Oh yeah.
Sorry. Just to let the viewers know, and you might have heard the walls are making that weird noise again in my.
I heard that too. I thought I was back in the cinema.
It's just
that was
I think it's when when someone flushes the toilet upstairs. It makes that noise.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry. Carry on.
Just a. Yeah, there's like a great scene where it's just Anakin and Padme looking out onto the city, and they're in different locations.
Yes, yeah, and it's like the ominous
like a choir.
That song.
It's like really this
Yes.
ominous like Blade Runner kind of chanting.
Yeah, I love.
And they're just staring, and I'm like, wow, if they spoke right now, it would take me out of it. Totally.
Yeah. But like that, I feel like that's what happens like after sort of Order 66. Like I feel like the whole vibe of the movie is very like ominous, isn't it? And very like uncertain and dark.
Oh, even earlier than that, like even when it's just Anakin being conflicted by whether to trust the Jedi or the Emperor, it's like
when he's in
we all know what's gonna happen, and it's just like stop it, like all the way to the end. You're like, please stop doing the things you're doing.
You just wish he would stay like how he was at the beginning of the film.
Yeah, and I mean it is a film that just doesn't stop. It's just it's got so many jobs to do that it's got no time to waste. It just has to get everything done in time.
Let me ask you this then. Has anyone ever told you the story about Darth Pelagius the Wise? It's not a story the Jedi would tell you.
Do you know the whole thing?
Oh god, no, not really.
No, I was worried. I was about to get. Do I have to do Anakin's parts?
I know the bit where he goes. He looks away, and then he slowly looks towards Anakin and goes, and even was it save the ones he loves? Jedi. Yeah, that's it. Not from a Jedi. Even save the ones he loves.
Learn this power.
Yeah.
Not from a Jedi.
Oh, I love that. I still love it though. Like I can laugh at it, but like if I'm being all serious watching it, I think it's like really cool because I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's just
it's
Star Wars
funny that
lore.
you get the most ugly CGI like green screen shot of all time, and then it'll just cut to like a piece of art.
Yeah.
Like the cinematography is just flashing all the time between really dated and like iconic.
Yeah.
Help me, Anakin. I'm too weak.
Yeah. No. He's going and he like runs back. Please, don't.
He needs to stand trial.
Me. Yeah.
That's it. Don't kill me.
He's too dangerous
the
to
Jedi
be kept alive. Yeah. Please don't.
Twice the pride, double the fall.
Yeah.
You could quote it for days. What a film.
I feel like.
How was your week?
Oh, how was my week?
Yeah.
It's all right. It was all right. Well, my weekend.
Well, and the rest of the week.
It's been all right. It's just been a chill one. Just been playing Oblivion remastered.
That's a good segue.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been good.
For
I
the
always
next 40 minutes.
I tell you a few things I've been doing. I've been playing Oblivion remastered. I've been doing some work, and I've also been. Let's just say I've got a bone to pick with you. Willis Makes Movies.
Oh.
I've been cooking something up in the studio. You see.
I see.
I've been
got a bit of a rivalry going on here.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. For the viewers that need a recap or didn't know, last episode, we revealed to the world our epic songs. Now you can go back to last episode for a recap. It's timestamps near the end, and a little bit of a disclaimer. We are definitely, it's not serious at all. It's not serious one bit, you know. I don't claim to be good is what I say. But nonetheless, I revealed to Willis Makes Movies, or you could call him Willis Makes Music. I revealed that I had this like weird ass freestyle song linked in my YouTube, and we listened to it, and then out of nowhere, he revealed to me that he had a song as well. So we gave it a listen, and then long story short, cut to the chase, it turns out we have massive beef, and I absolutely had to make a diss track on this man. Now I've got a few samples to play to you, but what I will say is these samples are very, very, very short, because these diss tracks were so bad. They turned out so bad that I was like, I can't even listen to this. It's awful. I had to cherry pick a few parts that actually sounded bearable.
Oh wow. Is that where it was at? You had to pick out parts. Have I won this diss track battle without having to do anything?
Well, let me just say this. I'm working on something new. I'm working to redeem myself. But I think what it was is I don't know. I don't know what. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss, and I definitely did not hit. Let's just say. So I've got two little snippets that we can listen to. Okay, we are back. Swoosh. We had a little bit of troubleshooting there. So this is one of the small diss fail too. Don't know where small comes from. I don't remember why I titled it that.
Are we listening to 2 before 1?
Oh, it's not really in order. It's just I had to give. Okay. I couldn't name it the same thing, so I just put 1 and 2. Right. This is so the whole idea of these was like it's Willis Makes Poopies. And Willis poops on the floor, and because I didn't want to say anything actually too mean, because I don't, so I was just saying Willis poops on the floor. I was
curious, like, is this going to start to trigger actual beef?
Yeah, like cause trauma. No. So what it was, the idea was Willis makes poopies, and he meet rides Connor Kenway.
Oh,
because you love Connor Kenway. I thought that'd be funny. So, but it's really bad, and you can barely hear what I'm even saying. So, are you ready?
I don't know if I am.
Well, you know what? We're gonna play it anyway.
Let's go for it.
Here we go. Hang on. Actually, wait. Sorry. Let me just check my. Sorry. Now I've got to double check. I'm recording my audio in OBS, so I can.
Yeah.
Just so I don't have to overlay it, and it's easier.
Because I'm definitely not recording. Like your audio.
Yeah.
In case anything happens.
Testing. Yeah, it's all good. All right. Wait, hang on one more time. Just go say some words.
Hello. Goodbye.
Yeah, it's all good. The desktop audio went up when you did that.
Oh, right.
Because what I have to do, it's like, it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. Okay, you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Willis Makes Poopies snippet, because these snippets are so bad. Okay.
Oh my god.
Call me on the Podyssey. Tell me what you bought a bit. Tell me what you want a bit. Call me on the Podyssey.
That's pretty good.
No, it's not.
That's pretty good.
Listen.
Ready? I'm
don't know
not
what
even
you're
fucking
saying.
saying anything. This is the shittest diss track I've ever done because I'm literally not saying anything. I'm just going. Anyway, the point was your meat riding Connor's dick.
Is that what you said?
Did you hear the end?
That was what was that at the end?
It
What
was.
that?
Listen. Ready?
Yeah, play
I'll
the
put-
last
I'll-
part.
Connor's dick.
What you talking about, Willis?
Oh wow, wow.
I had to put that in. So basically,
Oh my god.
again, like I had this sick idea. I wrote all these words, like disses down. I was prepared, and then
Can you send the lyrics at one point? Can you send?
yeah.
them?
Well, these
unless
ones,
unless they're gonna happen.
these lyrics are just very like I freestyled that one. That's just random. Like that's why it
Wow.
ended up fading into me just making noises because I wasn't actually saying anything. And that's when I went, wait, what the fuck am I actually doing? And then I just started ranting at the end. Like, what am I even doing? So that was that. And then
I mean, the audio effects and everything, though. I mean, that could very easily be real.
yeah, I don't think it was that
You know,
good.
you could no, but you could convince someone. Oh, this is like
Willis makes poop. Should we listen one more time just to the beginning bit for a
Yeah.
before we move on
I
to,
feel
to number one?
I was trying to work out what you were saying.
Willis makes poopy on the floor. Something
right,
about
right,
a poopy
okay.
butthole, Podyssey,
Oh.
call me on the Podyssey or something. I just said random stuff that rhymed with Podyssey.
Got ya.
Anyway, here we go.
Will it make poopy on the floor? What's it poopy butthole? This is it, what's it? Yeah, call me on the Podyssey. Call me what you wanna be. Tell me what you wanna be. Call me on the Podyssey. I can't put it, but she cut it on my dick.
That says nothing.
What they call, I don't know what I thought
I'm not
it is.
saying anything.
I'm not
not-
even
you're not
fucking
actually saying
saying anything. This is the shittest diss track I've ever done because I'm literally not saying anything.
I was getting annoyed.
Anyway, the point was your meat riding Connor's dick.
I like the effects.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
So there's that one.
Willis.
And then there is, and I hope it's going to still play for you.
How many attempts was there? How
So-
many are we not seeing?
No, there was 2 attempts, which are these 2, but obviously they were
okay.
much longer and there was more to them. But it sounded like embarrassingly bad, and I was like, nah, this no one can see this. But I'm cooking something up which is going to be much better, and it's going to be funny, and we can laugh, and that I guess that'll be next episode. But
Oh man, I mean with Case Cider, I don't even remember if I put effects on it. I was just
yeah.
I think
why am
I
I
did,
thinking like
but it
I
was
know? I started thinking,
it was-
did you? But I don't know.
it was just like I don't know. I was just speaking.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
sounded
I
good
don't
though.
know.
Like it did sound good.
It's trying to be, yeah, like funny. I guess.
See, I think we need to hear some of your older stuff.
No,
I think we do.
no. It's cringy and bad and terrible.
Yeah, but so's this.
No,
Were you?
Take it-
Give us a clue to what sort of music it was. Was it different style than K-Cider?
Yes, yeah. Like it was serious.
And what sort of genre are we talking?
Probably the same sort of thing. I don't know.
What, as K-Cider?
No.
As-
Maybe I could find something. I don't
Was it
think I've
like
actually
rap?
got anything. Yeah.
What sort
Kind
of
of.
rap? Like, were you trying to be like Lil Peep or something? Because I remember you telling
It's-
me you used to listen to him a lot.
Yeah, it's probably that style. but it
Oh,
didn't-
you were a little
because it
like
was-
emo rapper.
But because it was bad, it didn't sound like that.
Yeah. Were you like trying to be like Juice WRLD or something? I see so many people trying to copy Juice WRLD's like sound all the time.
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
All right, here should we listen to the other one? The other one's even.
Yeah,
it's like the
yeah.
other one. I'm gonna cringe a bit. It's not that. It's really bad. I'm actually like gonna cringe, but it's for the content, so we can do it.
I don't know.
Guys, I don't
can find
claim
it.
to be good. Pardon?
I'm trying to think where I've got stuff.
All right. Well, let's listen to this.
But yeah,
and then-
sorry. I'm getting distracted. Yeah.
God. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna cringe.
Won't stop it.
It's so bad.
You sound like oh man, what's
That's
that
it.
here?
That's it. That's it. That's
What
it.
was that? What did you say?
I said the poopy. I don't even know. Should we listen to it again?
What's the name of that artist?
What artist?
100 Gex.
Oh,
You sound like
Really?
100 Gex.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't even say off the top of my head what they would sound like.
Like that. It's like Nightcore.
Nightcore.
Like, just really high pitch.
Yeah.
Sped
This
up.
is the thing. I have to make it sound like it resemble a tiny bit of like an okay sound. I have to speed it up. Otherwise, it sounds awful. I mean, it still sounds awful. Like, let's just play it one more time so we can hear. It's not good, guys. But we're getting there.
Won't stop it,
Yeah. See, so you can see
You said poop
that
in
one
my
was
bed. Is that what that last part was?
that one was
said.
that one was worse than the other one, I think, because that came first, and then I did the other one, and then the other was a bit better, but it was not as good. It still wasn't good. And then hopefully this next one though, I'm gonna work to the strengths, right? So I'm gonna, like the classic one we listened to last week, the SOMD.
Oh yeah.
I've got to do one like that sort of like screaming, because that's the only sort of thing I think I can do. And it'll be funnier then anyway.
I have no idea what to expect, but okay.
It will be funnier. So that's where we're at. The diss. I'm angry at
The
you,
beef
Willis
is
Makes
real.
Movies. I'm gonna air out all our beef online.
Yeah, now I've heard that, I'm fuming.
Yeah, you better be.
Oh man, I can't be. No, wait.
Mate, I'm waiting
I'm gonna
for your
walk.
response.
I'm gonna walk off the podcast.
Yeah,
Live.
yeah. It's gonna be
It's
like
not even live.
lolcow.
Yeah, we're gonna be searching for a new host.
Oh yeah, who will we get on? Well, who will I get on if you're walking? I'll have to get someone.
that's not up to me, pal.
I'll get Anthony
I'm out
Allen
here.
on.
No way.
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
I'll switch up. Yeah. Yeah, he's my.
I'm
my
gonna
new
launch
co-host.
him right back out.
Damn. So that is it. I'm gonna make a much better one. I'm gonna do a full-on proper one next week, hopefully. I was hoping to get it done for today, but I didn't have time. That's why we're listening to the snippets. I still think this number 2 was better. This one, if you can hear it.
I think the first one, yeah. Because I don't know what you said on the second one. Can't hear it now.
Can you not hear it?
No, I don't know if you've done something there, but I can't hear it now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh. Well, anyway.
I can't hear it.
Ah, don't worry. You've heard it. You've heard it all before.
Yeah, how could I forget it?
So yeah, Willis Makes Poopies is kind of the idea I'm going for. It's kind of the angle I'm going at, because
I like the motivation there. Yeah, it's a good theme.
Yeah, like, because like obviously we all do it. So of course Willis makes poopies. Of course he does.
I mean,
So it's like, it's
technically,
accurate.
Willis does.
It's true. So it's not like a lie.
No.
So
So it's more like a biography.
it's like a biography, but it's like it's not in your favor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine writing an autobiography that's like not in your favor?
Oh, for yourself.
For your own, yeah. I mean, someone's probably done that.
Probably like a self-deprecating biography.
Yeah. Buy my book where I tell you why you shouldn't have bought the book.
Yeah. I mean, in your case, this is more of a self-defecating biography I'm making on you. Hey, I pat myself on the shoulder for that one.
That was a good one.
But listen, I think you've got to respond. I think you can't just let this. You can't just take this.
Well,
You got to respond. You know.
If I respond, I'm gonna do it in your shorts voice for the whole thing.
Oh yeah, you should.
I have to. There's no other option.
There's no
If
way.
I do it in my voice, I'm not gonna be able to listen to it. So it needs to be a jokey voice. Maybe I could do like a Charles Lee diss track or something. Just do it as Charles Lee.
Oh yeah.
That way I can get away with saying anything. As Charles Lee would have said.
You could call me all manners of slurs, and you'll be fine.
Aha! My
You
secret
found
weapon.
that's your secret loophole to being a massive racist. Nah, I'm
Just
joking.
imitate a racist and you can get away with being racist.
If it's ironic.
Yeah.
If you're just playing a character. Nah, I'm just joking.
He says you are an ilk, and I still don't know if that's like a alright thing to just say.
Shall I ask ChatGPT? Can you call
can I call someone an ilk? It just means like.
What are the
lesser,
connotations of calling someone an ilk? I'll say.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What
I
are
just want to be
the
sure of that.
connotations of
I've said it so many times.
Yeah.
I think my subscribers are called ilk.
Really? You called them an ilk?
Well, depending on what the definition is to whether I say yes or not.
Let's see. ChatGPT says calling someone an ilk usually has negative connotations. It applies a dismissive or disparaging attitude toward both the person and the group they are associated with.
Oh, that's all right then. That's also self-deprecating then.
Ilk originally just meant type or kind. You know, you and your ilk. But,
that makes sense though.
But in modern usage, especially when people say things like him and his ilk, it tends
Charles, what have you done?
It tends to suggest a group viewed with contempt, suspicion, or disapproval, a shared negative trait, arrogance, ignorance, or corruption, for an example, or distance or alienation from the speaker. You're not one of us. You're one of them, for example. Here's a proper example. I'm tired of dealing with politicians and their ilk. So, yeah, you could say it. I mean,
so it is like a follower or a people. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Charles Lee, when he said ilk, he was talking about the entire race of Native Americans. I mean, and that's kind of racist.
Yeah, a bit of a broader term there.
But, you know, I guess if you use it like in the examples ChatGPT says, I'll say, so can I say this and not be racist? And not be... Let's see what it says. Yes, you can say ilk without being racist, but it depends very much on who you're talking about and how you use it. So there you go.
It's a good point. It was funny. You know, there was a boxing match at the weekend.
I didn't know, but now I do.
It was Chris Eubank Jr.
Oh yeah.
And I asked ChatGPT who was going to win, and it told me to gamble responsibly. It wouldn't give me an answer because it thought I was going to make a bet. So that was pretty smart of it. But
it was
ChatGPT. The right answer.
ChatGPT was hedging its own bets. It didn't want to. It didn't want to say.
Yeah, it didn't want anyone else to muscle in.
Yeah. Nice. I don't know what else to say about that.
I feel like this tangent's gone off the rails.
Yeah. But anyway, to wrap up the little diss segment, how do you feel? How do you feel about it? I've completely
I'm fuming.
dragged you through the mud here.
Yeah. I feel like there needs to be a response.
I think there does. There
needs to be a response.
Because look, there's going to be another one coming at you. The true one. The true response is coming, like the true diss track.
Yeah, like what does he say? How many more do I still got in stock?
Who says that?
Kendrick says it in his Drake diss track. He says he's still got 10 more.
Oh yeah,
10 more songs to drop. I know you've got multiple ready to come out.
Hell yeah, I've got. You don't want to know how many I've got. Too many.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to dig deep.
Yeah, but you know, speaking of, well, not even speaking of, because how can we cannot segue a diss track to. Speaking, all right, here's one. I've got a really good segue, right?
Okay.
Speaking of humans communicating to one another through many different facets of life, we've got a lot of write-ins.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of works, right? It kind of works.
Yeah. That led to the right place.
Yeah, so we've got write-ins, which you watching right now, you can write in to the show, and we will read and conversate with you. It is at... I've ruined this.
Is that a word?
Conversate, yeah. Conversate's a word.
Conversate.
I swear conversate's a word.
What? It just sounded... I've never heard that before.
Conversate. Yes, it's a word. Engaging conversation is what it means.
I've just asked ChatGPT that, and it said, let's talk. What do you want to talk about?
I love
That's not what I meant.
ChatGPT. ChatGPT's so smart, but ChatGPT's also a bit like a baby. Do you know what I mean? Like
It's yeah.
like he's like your little brother. You're watching him grow. You humor him, but he's also like a professor. I don't know. Anyway, you can write into the show.
Writings, yeah.
askthepodyssey@gmail.com. We've got write-ins. I've really just segued been destroyed.
All right. Yeah. People have sent us emails, and we're going to respond to them.
Yep.
Because the people want to know our thoughts. They've got some pressing questions that they're desperate to know. What does the Exile and Willis Makes Movies think of these topics?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen any of these, so these are totally new to me.
Well,
but after the last bunch, it's going to be exciting.
I've only skimmed through them myself, so I have not properly read them. One thing I will say really quick is my mouth has been really hurting recently. It's been like, you know,
I'll use this in the diss track.
Yeah. you know, like when I don't know whether I bit my like sort of gum like on the side of my mouth when I was eating. I don't know, but it's swollen and it like hurts when I eat on it, and it like when I talk too much, my teeth move on it and it hurts. And I looked like on my phone's camera and zoomed in, opened my mouth the other day or today, sorry.
Oh, right.
And there's like a black dot on it.
Oh,
It scared the shit out of me. I was like, oh my god, why is there a black dot right in the middle of where it hurts? So I sent the pictures to ChatGPT and I was like, what is this? And most of the options are quite reassuring. It's just like, oh, it just could have been where you bit it and it's formed like a little bit of blood there, but it will heal. Do you know what I mean?
it's probably just blood, isn't it?
Yeah, and then at the end he was like, or you've got cancer and you're going to die. You know, classic.
Oh, well, yeah, there you go. The classic one. You can't escape that. The death option.
I do exaggerate. It didn't say cancer or death. But what it did say was, it said like, oh, it could be a serious case of something I can't remember and you should go to a dentist immediately. I was like, fuck. But
I'm sure
what I'm going to do is I'm going to monitor it for 2 weeks, because that's usually how long you wait, isn't it? If it doesn't get better in 2 weeks, you go to the doctors. So
yeah, definitely.
If
it's hurting.
I'm going to keep my eye on it. I do think I just did bite it the other day. I don't know. I'm going to keep my eye on it. I'm going to drink like warm water to like wash it out and stuff, keep it clean. And then if it's still there in 2 weeks, the black dot's still there and it still hurts, then I have to go.
Like pick at it? Can you pick at it? Is it solid or is it just...
No,
like, is it a solid thing in your mouth or is it just a...
It's like it's just a tiny black dot that's like on the bit of the mouth that will always be there. It's just swollen a bit more around there. And I touched it because I thought I had just eaten dinner, so I thought it was a bit of food. But it wouldn't rub off, and I'm like, that's just there. And it wasn't. ChatGPT said, "Is it a mole?" And I'm like, no, because I've never had a mole there. I mean, I guess a mole could grow there. I don't know.
I have no idea, to be honest.
I don't know, but anyway, I'm still here. I'll give an update next time, I suppose.
Yeah. You just come back next time.
Yeah, next episode I'll
glue.
Next episode I'll be that freak show from The Substance at the end.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'll start spraying blood everywhere.
What were they called again? Like Suzilla or something?
Super, I don't even remember.
It was like a mix of their names, but I can't remember what
it was.
Oh man.
I don't even remember the other characters.
The Substance is still coming up in conversation like 20 episodes after. I think we probably mentioned that on the first episode, you know.
Yeah, it might have been. No, I don't know if it was the first. I feel like it wouldn't have been the first because we were still like we didn't really know each other that well in the first episode. I feel like maybe I don't know. Should I have a look?
I remember watching The Substance after you'd said you'd seen it.
Yeah. Oh, am I still streaming?
Like that was like the first thing we spoke. Oh, are you?
Sorry, I just thought.
What you mean like?
I thought I was still streaming my camera to you, but I'm not on my thing.
No, I can't see you.
I'm just looking in the timestamps of our second episode.
Okay.
It doesn't say it there. Maybe it was
Before we do
episode.
the write-ins, do we want to talk about Oblivion? Or do you want to save that for later? Maybe give the people what they want first.
Oh shit, I forgot about Oblivion.
We could bring it up at the end, maybe.
Let's talk about the end.
I think people
because we've already mentioned write-ins and segued it now, haven't we? Although
People
we
want the write-ins.
Yeah, I mean, we did segue it about 5 minutes ago. Mr. Jam started talking about it, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
It's just one of those episodes.
It's one of those. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm just gonna read them in the order that they came through.
All right, okay.
And we'll just have a conversation. What I'll do is though, real quick, I'm just gonna run toilet.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, sorry. I just thought, well, if we're gonna read these, I might as well go before.
Yeah,
Before
definitely.
we do
Make sure
that.
you're ready for the
Yeah. All right. I'll see you in a sec.
the onslaught of hate we're about to get.
Yeah.
It's a toilet break.
Don't even think about it.
Right, guys, we're back, and we're going to talk about the write-ins. First write-in comes from. I'm just checking if I can say their name. I should always check this first. Yeah, I can say
If they sign it off with like a username,
that's the
surely
thing.
the username's
As
alright.
long as they've see, I can see the name, but then I can also see the username. So I'm going to say the username because they say regards and they say Yerba, and I think I've seen Yerba in the comments.
Right.
So, Yerba says, yo, people. Yerba del Diablo here. Damn, what a name. So that's the name. You may know me from some piss jokes on Podyssey stream.
Oh, it's the launch guy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the guy who came up with the launch joke.
It must be. Yeah. Yerba says, in your recent episode of the Podyssey podcast, spelt accurately, you discussed how quirky AC Shadows was... Oh, sorry. How quickly AC Shadows was forgotten. Not quirky. In my opinion, one of the main reasons is that this game has brought almost zero new lore to the series. Then he says,
Ooh.
remember when AC Valhalla came out and people were analysing all the Isu stuff for over a year? No matter if you liked Valhalla or not, it had many flaws, but the amount of lore in this game was massive. We've got to see the creation of new quote-unquote sages, creation of Templar Order and downfall of the Order of the Ancients, fully realised Hidden One's Brotherhood, etc. Valhalla contained dozens of hours of content to analyse. In contrast, Assassin's Creed Shadows offered very little new lore, mostly retcons and a superficial exploration of the Brotherhood's origins in Japan. A storyline that had already been established but was unnecessarily dropped off and altered. I would be glad if you touched on this topic in your future podcast. It is interesting, yet I see nobody talking about the lack of lore in the series in recent years. Regards, Yerba del Diablo. P.S. I recently saw a YouTube recommendation of the Hidden Ones video, quote-unquote, AC Shadows ending explained. I thought to myself, oh shit, if people are already doing ending analysis, then it's probably something good. Then I finished the game myself.
Oh.
All we got was a bad cliffhanger. What are your thoughts on that,
Ooh.
Lewis?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for writing in. That was a good one. That was a good one. Not that the other ones haven't been, but that's something to unpack. I mean, yeah, for sure. Shadows is a smaller story. I do wonder why they chose to like lean so far back on like the Isu stuff and the lore of Assassin's Creed. It really is like the most basic, like, if you had no idea what Assassin's Creed was, you could probably play that game and not think there were any supernatural elements or any, even the modern day stuff, you'd probably just brush it off.
Yeah.
There are little glimpses of like lore with the modern day stuff. Like you can read a couple of emails, but they're not great. There's not really much to them. There's like very little context to explain what those emails are actually about. Aside from that, I mean, Valhalla had a lot of lore, and I almost feel like maybe some of the backlash with the Isu stuff, like leaning so heavily into the supernatural aspects, is why they've chose to not do that with Shadows. But that's like one problem. The second problem is the assassin stuff, which we've spoke about before. I think it's like the first time Assassin's Creed has fully like retconned its own history and made it like so much worse.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about it, but if it was a self-contained story that worked and was good, then I wouldn't be complaining. It's the fact that, like, it's not in service of something better.
Yes, I know what you're saying.
Or, actually, just one last point. It could also be that the writers didn't know what the law was and wanted to just avoid it. That's maybe the obvious answer there.
Well, I was going to say, you guys know what I'm going to say. Look, Ubisoft Quebec don't know how to write anything good. So, of course, they're not going to write anything to analyze and to be interesting. You know, I may be coming from the hater-ass bitch angle of things, but I didn't have... like, even going into Shadows, like, it got to a point where I was like, well, I'm going to play this, so obviously I hope that we will get some new Assassin's Creed stuff, you know, cool Assassin's Creed characters and stories and looking at the Brotherhood from a different angle, being Japan. But I was like, I didn't really have any hope that Quebec was going to write a good story or have anything to, like, sort of talk about after the game ends. And yeah, like, obviously, Yerba agrees, sort of me and you have had similar sort of stances on it. Like, it didn't really... well, I guess focusing on the actual writing, it didn't really leave really any sort of anything to savor, anything to chew on. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree with that. Yeah,
the story, it kind of happens. Well, I mean, nothing really happens, but you get a few different things, and then done, ended, and it's like, right, okay, so what happened? what just happened? Why was the game's true intro kind of at the end when I don't care anymore?
And also, like, you just left going, well, I've got nothing to talk about here.
Yeah, and I do think that's why there is a lack of, like, speculation and analysis on the game. I mean, I'm just agreeing with Yerba, really. Like, there is a lack of that stuff on the internet because there's not enough to analyze. You can't really analyze Naoe and Yasuke's characters and their motivations and their sort of journey because they don't really have a journey. They don't really have motivations. They're sort of set up to maybe have a few, but it doesn't get explored. So if it doesn't get explored, how can you analyze that stuff? There's nothing to analyze. I think that's what it is. I think it's just... when you write an absolutely bare bones experience, there's nothing to chew off. There's nothing to make videos about to analyze because there's nothing there. That's my opinion. I'm harsh on it, but that's what I think.
Yeah, I think it says a lot about the writing styles. Like, I'm just thinking, like, early Assassin's Creed games like Brotherhood, the ending of Brotherhood, you could make a million videos on what you thought that was going to be. Yeah, it just leaves everything so open.
And, like, where's Ezio's story going to go next? Because we already knew we had a game with him before. Like, is it going to be another Ezio game? Is it? Yeah.
That's a good point, though. Like, because there's a narrative that's
cohesion.
Ongoing,
yes. Yeah.
You're, like, wondering what's going to happen next. Whereas with Shadows, it's like, you know, the next game is not going to be connected to this. So there's no real point in playing this.
Exactly, because, like, once the story ends, aside from, like, potential DLCs, but, like, once the actual story ends in the game, well, then that's the end. You don't need to speculate where it's going to go next because you're not going to ever see those characters again. You're going to go to a completely different time period with a completely different character, and it will be a very similar story there. And then it'll end, and then you keep moving, rinsing and repeating.
But it's so surprising because I think Valhalla did it really well. Like, Valhalla was the first time in a long time where, like, even a game like Black Flag is, like, really good, but it doesn't make you ponder much, like, except, like, emotionally. You're not really pondering much about the overall lore by the end. Like, they introduced the sages in the modern day, I guess. But
I feel like there's more of a pondering in Black Flag on the, like, the themes of Assassin's Creed.
Direction.
Well, the themes of Assassin's Creed being, like, because there's so much, like, sort of, like, Assassin Brotherhood and Templar ideology, like, exposition through the characters. There's so much, like, walking with, you know, like, I think for an example, when Edward, I think you're in a cave with Kid, you know, who's a woman, but he thinks she's a man, and she is obviously part of the Brotherhood at this point, and she's trying to explain, I believe, this is off my memory, but nothing is true, everything's permitted, and, like, there's a lot of conversation like that where they do properly, like, explore, I just to put it sort of on a surface level, just like Assassin's Creed's, like, classic themes. I think there's a lot of that you can analyze. You know, like, I can imagine the sort of videos you've made in the past. I could very much imagine you one day making a video of, like, analyzing that scene in Black Flag. or when they're talking about that, and Edward's point of
Oh,
view
of
at the
course,
time.
yeah.
So like, there's a lot of stuff like that. But I guess I'm on a massive tangent now. But yeah, sorry, I forgot. what I
No,
was saying.
but the actual lore, like, I feel like with Valhalla, even Odyssey, like even Odyssey's DLC, if you put aside the quality, like, I could probably make videos about Odyssey's like Isu stuff and what it meant for the lore of the series and stuff, and especially Valhalla with the whole Basim stuff at the end. It leaves you on a cliffhanger again, and that's the first time it did that. Like Unity Syndicate, they're like standalone stories. They wrap up very neatly at the end, whereas Valhalla was the first one where you were like, oh, like this character Basim is still around.
Yeah,
and
but
there's, like,
then the cliff.
he has like a secret wife and stuff. Like, there's things to think about.
Yeah, but then the cliffhanger never gets explored. 'Cause
Well,
we get
that's
shadows.
the thing.
We get shadows.
If Shadows had just carried on Basim's story, then I think it would have helped massively with like theories and stuff, and like what's going to happen next. Whereas there's no through line. We don't even have like Layla. At least in the RPG trilogy we had Layla, so we at least had one character that continued through all three games. And I know they kind of did that with like Aya appearing in Odyssey and stuff like that, but like by the end of Shadows, they're gonna find her mum, and that's it. That's the end of the story.
Don't be
And they're
surprised if her mum's already dead or something.
Oh, I've got my theory already. She's either dead or evil. There's no other alternative. She's either evil or dead.
Oh man, she's gonna be like what's the word? She's gonna be like Bizarro Cassandra.
Oh no. Can you imagine if it's her mum actually is Cassandra just doing a bad accent?
Oh my god. Or like
No.
it could be like Cassandra's like, I'm telling you now, they will do something so stupid while they'll make Naoe like related to Cassandra somehow. I'd swear.
Oh, they probably would. Yeah.
It'll be like Cassandra will have like met that baby she had or something, and then did that baby die? I can't even remember what happened. She had that.
No, that baby went on to become Aya like 12 generations later.
Yeah,
something.
but that baby wasn't Aya, was it? That you mean the ancestor?
No. But Darius takes the baby to Egypt at the end of the DLC. Yeah.
Oh, bro,
and
I'm
they
gonna
did that
throw up
montage.
right now. Shit is so dumb. Oh goodness.
Well, it's stupid, but it's harmless. It's harmless.
Yeah.
Not really, but it's all right. But yeah, like Shadows doesn't really leave you with anything to talk about. Like, there's no Isu stuff where you can be like, oh, this is creepy and a mystery, and what was all this about? Like, I can't even. With Valhalla, you could do a video talking about the tree of Yggdrasil and like the whole illusion of how much was real, how much was fantasy, the animus within an animus thing with the simulation at the end of Valhalla.
Yeah, that would
like.
be,
There's
that would have been
loads of
cool.
stuff going on, but unfortunately, like even Mirage at the end of the game, you're like, shit, that was cool. Like, it comes out the temple, they're playing the synth music to make it feel more modern.
I liked the build up to when like the ending of Mirage, but when he actually came out of the cave, I didn't find it that cool. I was like,
Oh.
but that's, I know what you mean. I do know what you mean, and I did like the whole lead up to sort of like when he's going back to Alamut and stuff, and then goes in the temple.
I love like just Rosham is so desperate to keep him away from it. I was like, okay, you've set the mood here is good. And then he comes out the cave, and it's the music. The music sells that entire scene because the music's like synth, modern day. Reminded me of AC1 a bit, and I was like, okay, I'm in. And then the credits rolled, and I was like, oh well, okay.
all right.
And that's kind of what Shadows does as well. It's like, we're building up to the Brotherhood, and now we're done. It's like, did you have anything to do like once you got there? Is there a plan once you establish the Brotherhood and the Templars? Yeah. Is Yasuke going to go to war with them? Probably not. We're not going to see that.
No.
I'd bet money we're not going to see that.
No, of course not.
There's going to be one Templar in the DLC that he'll kill at the end.
Yeah. I do feel like, because I'm having such a different experience now, Shadows has destroyed my soul. I feel like everyone who's been into Assassin's Creed or like loves Assassin's Creed as much as we do, I feel like it's a ticking time bomb. Mine just went off. And now, like, I can see it for what it is. Like, because I would always have hope, like, oh, but they might explore this, they might explore that, they might go on to this. But now I've realized, they're never going to do anything like that. It's just going to be a boring story every single time that's disconnected from the last one. And it's never going to be, like I said before, it's never going to be as interesting as what you can imagine it to be. Sorry, I'm being a downer right now.
What are the studio that just did Oblivion? Virtuos? If Virtuos get their hands on Black Flag, I'll forgive Ubisoft for everything. That's all they got to do.
Oh.
Just give somebody else the remasters. Don't do it yourselves. Just get someone else to do it.
They will do it. They will do it themselves. No, because I'm telling you, it's not
Skull and Bones team.
Yeah, it's gonna be, if it's a remake, from what we've heard, it's gonna be, I keep saying this, but it's gonna be a new game. Like, it's not gonna resemble Black Flag. It's not.
Do you think it's gonna have the modern day story still? It's kind of got to because of the Siege. The Siege is so in.
No,
like,
yeah, but
the whole
I think
Black
they're gonna.
Bart thing is connected to the modern day.
My theory is that they're gonna take Edward Kenway's character, they're gonna take like a rough outline of the story, and they're gonna rewrite it. That's what I think. They're gonna change it.
They can't rewrite it.
They will. Of course they will. Of course they'll do it, because it's too old of an Assassin's Creed game. They want it to be a live service. They just inherently by the open world design they're gonna want it to have, being like Odysseys and, you know, I guess like Shadows a bit and that sort of thing. They will have to then rewrite all of it so it, you know, goes less like a story and becomes more content, you know. And how can we put it into this and write these character layers and add all these new NPCs and, you know, bloat out the story, because they're gonna have to make it longer. That's what I think.
I will guarantee you this: if they rewrite Black Flag, it will be the longest video I've ever made.
I'm telling you, you're gonna be making
guaranteed.
A video. Come back and quote me, guys watching. If I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, then silly me. But I do think people are gonna come back.
We're gonna know immediately.
Like, shit, he was right. Yeah.
I'm pretty certain that we could probably recognise every line of Black Flag's dialogue.
We'll know in quality which was new and which was old.
If we get a trailer where we hear a line we don't recognise, we'll know straight away.
I reckon I know what it's gonna be, right? It's gonna be Ubi Forwards, whatever year it'll be, right? It will be black.
It's so close though. That one, Ubisoft Forward, is like.
It's not coming this year, is it?
Are they not doing it this year?
I've not heard anything. They might announce it like in May. I don't know. But this is what I imagine, right? It's gonna be a black screen. We're gonna start to hear like the seagulls. A black flag will start emerging in the darkness, and then a boat will come forward, and then it will be like a pirate song, but it will be a pirate version of Ezio's Family. It'll be like R R R R. Something, and then
Yar, har.
Yeah, it'll be like a sea shanty version of Ezio's Family.
They actually would as well.
I'm telling you, they would. And then you'll hear like
it'll be a pre-order bonus.
It'll be Edward, but he'll sound more like a pirate, and he'll be like, Arr. He'll go, Arr. They used to tell me nothing is true and everything is permitted, but I realize I make my own luck. I don't know. He'd be like, a wise woman once taught me to make my own way through life. And then it will cut to Edward with a pirate patch and a big hat, stood next to Cassandra sailing the seven seas.
What if it's like, you know how like every Assassin's Creed game since Unity has had like a male and female character.
Yeah.
Like front and center. Well, maybe not front and center. But, you know, we've got Arno and Elise, we've got Jacob and Evie, then we've got Bayek and Aya, and, like, there's always been a male and female. They need to create a female character for Edward.
It's gotta be Cassandra.
It's gotta be Cassandra.
Oh.
Who else could it be?
She'd be like, I like you pirates, you know how to drink.
This reminds me of when I had my own ship.
Oh, yes. The Adrestia. And he'll be like, Cassandra, mate, that's not a good name for a ship. You want something like the Jackdaw.
Oh, she's totally going to have a line where she takes the mick out of him it after a pigeon? Ha ha ha!
Yeah, and it'll be like some quirky sort of like
Silly
music
man.
in the background. Yeah, you're silly man. And he'll be like,
She is gonna have like a peg leg and a giant hat with a feather in it,
and a parrot
She's
on
gotta
her
have a
shoulder.
parrot. Yeah. When she says Malacca, the parrot says Malacca.
It goes, Malacca.
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 I think this became a segment. Do we just do this every
The
week? We just come up
Cassandra
with
piss take segment, yeah.
it's getting more and more elaborate. We're like weaving her in more and more.
It wouldn't be as funny if it wasn't like so true to what like Ubisoft would see this and think, oh shit, that'd be a writing notes to our joke segment.
Yeah.
And then
I cannot believe she's not in Shadows. I'm actually sad she's not, because that would have been
hey, listen,
hilarious
we've
content.
got DLC coming.
Yeah. Please, Ubisoft, if you do anything, no, they should add her to New Game Plus. She's in the entirety of New Game Plus.
Oh yeah, it's like the Dark Urge in Baldur's Gate 3 when you've got this whole different storyline that like weaves in with the original.
They just get rid of Yaska and Naoe. You just play as Cassandra, and she
Yeah.
has both of their play styles.
Yeah, and then she's just like, oh, it would fit in so well because Cassandra isn't assassin either, so she could say like League of the Hidden Blade, and it makes more sense.
Where is the box?
Oh God, she'd say,
can't
"What's
remember
in?"
how she actually
She'd
sounds
say,
even.
"What's in the fucking box?" She'd say, because she used to say, she used to swear a lot, didn't she? Because they thought
well, I
swear words
never-
meant funny.
Yeah. I never played as her though. I played as Alexios.
Oh, did you? Well, it was all the same lines. It was just.
Yeah, but I can't picture her saying it. I always picture Alexios. There is a Malacca.
Yeah.
We need to get this person to go over here.
Oh God, he was even worse.
He was dreadful. I remember about 10 hours in going, it's too late to turn back now.
Yeah.
I need to just stick this out, but I am playing as
I couldn't think of anything worse than playing Odyssey. Jeez. Yeah.
but I just know one day I'm gonna have to go back and play as
Oh,
Cassandra.
Don't.
I need to do it again.
Why? Why would you subject yourself to that pain, that torture?
Because everyone's like, oh, Cassandra's a great character.
She's-
Cassandra's better. What do you mean? How?
Yeah, because she's an epic Spartan warrior. That's why.
If I could have like birds cheeping right now, just a tumbleweed rolls past
Yeah.
for all those Cassandra fans.
Listen, as much as I love talking about Cassandra, we've got to get on with our writings.
Oh yeah. Sorry, we got.
We got like five.
That's the
four
first
more.
one.
Yeah, that's the first one. Right.
Okay,
I've had the
okay.
second one open for a while, so I'm ready.
All right, let's go for this second. You could probably remember it. You could read it without having to look at it.
Yeah. Right.
All right, let's
Next
go.
one is from Padraig.
Oh.
It's a cool name. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Padraig. Anyway,
Oh, Patrick.
if you were to rewrite any AC game to make it better than Ubisoft, what would
that's a good one.
what would you change? For me, I'd improve Syndicate and Black Flag's storyline by, and he puts bullet points. Have AC4 story be as emotional and cinematic as Red Dead 2, with incredible cinematography and cutscenes.
Hang on a minute. Can we pause? Can we pause a minute?
Well, he's got more about Black Flag coming here, so I might as well say his other Black Flag one.
Oh man. Okay, put a pin in this. Put a pin. We're gonna talk.
Yeah. His second bullet point for Black Flag is go more in depth into Edward's life before the game, like showing how dysfunctional his relationship with his father and mother really was, taking heavy inspiration from the novel. And then he's got one for Syndicate, but if you want to say something about the Black Flag one, go for it.
Yeah. So something tells me this is someone who did not play the game at launch.
Launch.
Because you're comparing it to Red Dead 2. Was it Red Dead 2?
Yeah.
Or like, come on, this is clearly you've played Red Dead Redemption.
He says he wants
then
it
you've played Black Flag.
He wants it more cinematic, like Red Dead.
Yeah, like that's somebody who didn't play it when it came out, because the cinematic quality of Black Flag is like on par with everything that came out at that time.
It could also be potentially maybe Padraig played the game at launch, but then didn't play. Then played.
Oh,
Red
maybe
Dead,
like revisited later. Yeah.
came back.
I mean, it's a 2013 game. Like, you can only expect what was there at the time. But I mean, if you're talking remake, yeah. My second point was you get the choice to remake anything in the Assassin's Creed universe, and you go Black Flag. That's the problem. That's where we're missing a trick.
Well, maybe he doesn't
That's all I have to say.
fuck with Black Flag. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'll hear him out on Syndicate.
Yeah.
I'll hear him out on Syndicate.
For Syndicate, I'd flesh out the rooks with side missions that you can do where you can learn things about them, like their names, why they joined, giving each one their own unique personality and have a bigger presence in the story rather than being clunky NPCs that you can order around. And then, one more bit.
Yes.
Last of all, I would make Jacob and Evie way better as characters to the level of Ezio and Edward, and have it be a revenge storyline, even though it's generic. It would fit Syndicate.
A revenge story?
It's his opinion.
Who are they avenging? The dad?
Maybe the dad gets killed and they're like, well then we need to
Oh.
kill Starrick because he killed our dad.
I mean, I don't hate the premise of Syndicate that, like, it's these two twins that want to live up to their dad, or, like, Evie wants to live up to him, Jacob wants to go against what he did. Like, that's a good through line for a story. They just never, like, their minds aren't thinking about that, ever.
They're not thinking about... Well, we don't know what
Much.
they're thinking about because we don't know what they're thinking about because Ubisoft doesn't like to give characters depth
No.
anymore.
I mean, that is a great framework, and they basically use it to go, Evie is the studious one, and Jacob goes off and has misadventures.
Yeah.
And they never learn or grow from their
It's
mistakes.
so, like, this is what I find about, like, Assassin's Creed sort of, I guess from, we have had depth to characters, but, you know, I'm going to say Quebec because Syndicate was Quebec as well. This is what Quebec likes to do. They like to... It's an adult game, but the writing and the characters is so childish. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like a little baby show by the way their characters are just so like
writing.
Like they just say what they see. There's no depth. They're just like, I have to go here and do this to do this and this, just so the player has to know exactly how it is, even though, you know, they expect Quebec don't feel like players can infer things. They just think, right, we have to be very surface value. We have to actually use our characters as a conduit to explain what the player has to do, and there's no depth there, and it's just like I said in the Shadows, what do we call it? Spoiler cast. It's like they're talking like very binary. Do you know what I mean? Like it's.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree with Padraig for Syndicate, you know, to flesh out the characters more. Yeah, of course, that's the first thing they should do. So I agree with that for sure.
And especially the Rooks as well. That's something that I could not believe when I first played it.
It's just a gameplay mechanic.
The Rooks just aren't... Yeah,
That's
all
it.
of that marketing. The whole premise of the marketing is that you've got your own gang and you're going to take over London with your gang. There's like these characters on the front of the box that they're just generic archetypes.
Yeah.
Even Revelations give like your assassin recruits like dedicated missions. Even if they were like just templates, you still had like 3 or so missions where they got like a target to kill at the end. And that was like, what, 4 years prior to Syndicate? So like, it can be done.
Yeah.
Instead, they just give side quests to like random celebrities from the time.
Oh god, yeah, don't remind me of that.
I'm trying to find out who was the writer for Syndicate. I've just been trying to do that in the background because I just want to see if they
don't embarrass him. Don't embarrass that writer. I'm sure he wants to forget.
They must have came from a kids thing or some Marvel thing, surely.
Oh, maybe I just don't think. I don't know what it is, but Quebec have an aversion to good writers. They do not hire good writers. They only hire really, really bad writers.
Okay, it was written by Corey May. Oh, I recognise this guy.
Bro, are you serious?
He's like, he's been there since the start, hasn't he?
Bro, I'm pretty sure he wrote AC3.
There's another writer.
That's
Jeffrey
Dahmer? Oh.
No. Jeffrey... Oh my god, he wrote Rainbow Six Vegas 2, which is the first shooter I ever got. And Assassin's Creed 2.
Bro.
They had the writers. They had
That's-
Corey May and the writer of AC2.
What happened? How?
What happened? Yeah.
Bro.
Mark Alexi Cortez
yes,
written
bro,
as director.
Bro, Corey May wrote AC1, AC2, and AC3. It says...
Oh my god, but the man's goated.
Wait,
He's wrote
hang
the
on.
best ones.
It says he also helped Jeffrey Lime, as a writer on Brotherhood. So
Yeah.
and Darby Debit on Revelations. May helped Jeffrey once again on Syndicate. How the fuck does Jeffrey write Brotherhood and then with Corey May and then they both go to write Syndicate? That makes no sense.
It
What
says
happened?
that Syndicate was the last game he worked on.
That makes no sense. How the fuck did they write
He must
Syndicate?
have.
It's a
Maybe they like.
comedy
Maybe
for
they like
kids.
went to a pub, and they just got drunk one night, and he just like gave him a couple of notes, and then he was like, "I'll get you a good paycheck. I'll put you on the writing team. Like even though you've just given me some recommendations."
Oh man, that is.
I wonder which part he wrote. Maybe
That
he wrote
is-
like a side quest.
Bro, that's scary. If they can go from really writing on really good stuff to then writing Syndicate, that's scary. It's like, who can you trust? You know what I mean? Like,
it's kind of mad.
what?
Like what? How were they the writers?
I think I can only trust. Well, I don't care anymore, but I feel like only Darby is the trusted
is
one
he-
now.
All right, I need to know who wrote Odyssey. Did we answer that question? Did we talk about what we would remake if we were gonna remake one thing in Assassin's
yeah.
Creed? What would you remake?
I would remake. Oh god. Well, I guess let's just be timely and say I would remake Shadows and do it well. Just because that's the one that fully just destroyed the every fiber of
Tell
my
me about
being.
it. Tell me about it.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna officially reveal on the podcast that I am. I got a bit annoyed a few days ago.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
watching a video on Shadows and I was like, I'm gonna stop watching this because it's a guy critiquing the story. I'm gonna put this down because I feel like it's swaying my opinion. I'm gonna start writing the narrative critique of this game. I was just listening to this guy and he was making some good points and I was like, I don't want to be influenced by this before I write my video, so I paused it and I started writing.
Is he a friend of ours?
No, it was just another YouTuber, just somebody.
Oh,
I've,
nobody
No,
we've
no.
spoke
Oh,
to.
are you trying to guess? No. I
right.
can link you the video, but I stopped watching.
Was it the
after a
one
while.
with the
very good video?
the thumbnail of like the building and it was like pink?
Yes.
I saw that thumbnail, but I
yeah,
didn't.
that's the one.
I can't watch
It's like
those
2
until
hours
I've
long,
made
that's
mine.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started watching it and I thought this guy's making some really good points, but what he was saying, I felt like was influencing what I would say, so I stopped
That's
it.
the thing. That's why I had to stop watching the Sticks. He did the intro
I
seemed
watched
pretty
his.
decent. But I had to stop watching it because again, like, I'm like, I don't want. You know what I mean? Like what you said, you want to get influenced.
What I found was, because I'm a good way through writing that. I say that I've only done like the first 2 hours of the game. But what I found was that the rewrites were so easy. Like, I'm looking at the dialogue that even just happens in the first scene where Yasuke meets Nobunaga, and like the fixes are staring them right in the face, and there's just some baffling like dialogue choices.
Yeah.
Or like decisions. Just the decisions are so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, why is Yasuke, who is their slave, dressed better than them? Why is he not carrying the box with the chair in it?
Yeah, that's a good point. Why is he like following...
Why are they talking to him like he's their friend? And then a minute later, he says, "We should have left you to drown in the ocean."
Yeah. It's
Like,
weird.
I feel like
It
there
just
is a
makes
very
sense.
clear arc there where the Jesuits treat Yasuke like a slave. And then when they get to Japan, they trust him more because he's like a familiar face. I can see that being like an arc where they learn to stop treating him like a slave because they see like the value in him. And when everybody else, when they're in such an alien world to them, a bit of familiarity is they're probably going to naturally start to be nicer to him.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I was like, are they just dressing him up to look equal to them to not piss off the Japanese in case they don't have slaves?
Could be that. It could be that.
But they never say that. They never go into any detail. And they still treat him like shit and then treat him nicely in other bits of time. Like one of them goes, oh, is he all right? Is he all right over there? When he's like outside Nobunaga's temple. And I'm like, who wrote this? How many people wrote this? Because you're clearly not talking to each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, just to quickly say what I would remake. I would remake Odyssey and call it Origins 2. I would just carry on Bayek's story because they had such a good thing going.
Do you know what I would
That's
do?
all they had to do.
I would, because I always wanted to see this. I would change Odyssey so it's like Aya in ancient Rome. I thought that'd be pretty sick. Like rebuilding, not rebuilding, but building up the Brotherhood in Italy. And
oh, but I tell you what, I would not have Quebec make it. Though.
No, fuck that. No, yeah.
I would just wait 3 years and get Montreal to do it, or make other Assassin's Creed games and then come back to Bayek. But they can't. They're not going to go back to Bayek now.
No, of course not. Oh, we'll probably see him in a Anima's Glitch or something, and he'll be like talking about Senu or something.
That's what they did, though. They brought him in Odyssey and Valhalla, like just those little notes.
That's what I mean.
Because they knew how good he was.
Yeah. Oh,
They fumbled it.
It was weird. It was just, I don't know. Anyway, next email is, unless you want to wrap that up with any words.
No, that's fine by me. Yeah.
Next one is from Carrion Crow.
Sorry, just quickly. I did find the writer of Odyssey and I've just got his face on my screen.
Oh, lovely.
I just got this big blown up picture of his face. He is exactly what you're thinking of when I say this guy wrote Odyssey.
I bet. What do you mean?
It is exactly what you're thinking.
What do you mean by that?
I've sent you the picture.
Oh, you've sent it. Is in Discord, is it? Oh, I've seen this guy. He
I haven't seen this guy.
I've clipped this exact image out for a video. I think he worked on. I think he must have had something to do with shadows as well.
Probably. I can see the similarity. He just looks like a guy who really loves himself.
Oh, poor man. I bet he's lovely in real life. He just isn't a very good writer.
Yeah, just...
Oh, look, he's still got a good job, and he's,
Yeah, props
I
to him,
just
fair
don't think
play.
if he wrote Odyssey...
He's actually a creative director as well.
Oh, right.
On a different franchise, not a...
Oh, yeah, anyway. Anyway, let's get into Carrion Crow's email.
Of course, yes, sorry. Carry Crow.
Carry
Crow?
Carry on. Carry like a Carry On movie. Carry On Crow.
Oh, okay.
No,
Carry
like...
on, Crow.
Anyway.
Carry Crow.
Carrion Crow says, so I've been browsing the Assassin's Creed wiki and found something interesting. Apparently, Naoe's father, Nagato, was that his name? Nagato.
Yeah, but she just kept calling him Chishue.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Chishue.
Apparently, Naoe's father, Nagato, historically had a child, I guess in real life, a son named Yasumasa, who isn't so much as mentioned in the game. And I think it's implied that Naoe is his only child. I couldn't find much information about Yasamutha other than that he survived the destruction of the Ige Iki and gained the protection of the Tokugawa clan, brackets. Not sure if they're related to Tokugawa Ieyasu. I think Yasumasa could have easily filled the role of protagonist in Shadows, but clearly Ubisoft erased him in favor of a fictional female character. I'm curious.
Oh, no.
I'm curious what your guys' take is on this. If my name shows up, please don't read it aloud. That username is fine. And let me just clarify. Carrying Crow is the username. I'm not gonna say the actual name. Don't worry. P.S. I'm sending this a second time because I'm not sure if it went through the first time. Well, I have 2 emails from you and they are identical, so it did go through the first time.
Nice.
But yeah, overall, what's your sort of initial thoughts on that?
Well, it's funny you mentioned. What was the guy's name? Tosugawa.
No. What the real child and
No. That name that sounded like what I've just said was mentioned. Tokugawa. Tokugawa.
Yeah, but that's a clan. The Tokugawa clan.
I am 90% sure that is the guy. I'm gonna check it, but I think that's the guy that Hattori Hanzo in real life was the bodyguard of.
Oh, right. Monsieur Tokugawa.
Yeah, I believe it's Aisu Tokugawa.
Isu?
Oh no, don't. Yeah, it is. It is. I'm right.
Okay.
Yeah, so famous samurai Hattori Hanzo served the Tokugawa clan as a general.
All right.
So, like, yeah, what I mean by that is he could have fit into the lore, definitely.
Yeah.
I am a bit surprised that they did that. That is kind of weird that there was an existing child that they like changed. I mean, probably not actively went, "Oh man, it's a guy. Oh, we're gonna have to make it a woman. We have to." Like, I doubt they did that. I really heavily doubt they did that. But she could have had a brother. Like, I'm surprised they cut him out entirely. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Especially like the Odyssey team, because they were all about family.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's like even using this, if she had a brother, even using that to further her character and the reason the mother left, like maybe the kid died at a young age or something, and the father blames the brotherhood or something, or even maybe Hanzo was like an uncle to them and he blamed the brotherhood and that's why he left the brotherhood, and there could have been all manners of things they could have done that would have maybe added to more depth.
They go to the claws of Awaji.
Oh,
the mother is dead, and the secret brother,
the evil brother, of course,
the evil brother called Deimos.
Still,
there's still time to introduce a secret brother. They've done every cliche but the secret brother.
The evil secret brother. Oh god,
yeah, he's got to be evil.
But then
he's killed the mother.
In the end, he becomes nice, and they all love each other.
Yeah, the canon mode is he joins the Brotherhood.
No, what are you on about? You mean the League of the Hidden
Sorry,
Blade?
the Kakushiba Iki.
The League of the Hidden Blade as well.
Oh, man.
Why do they do this to us?
I don't know.
Why don't they just say, "We are assassins"?
It's mental. I was just on like Assassin's Creed. I was on their Instagram this morning, right?
Yeah.
And they put out a post which said, "How did you feel when you got the assassin robes in Shadows?"
Nothing.
And like the comments underneath are like, "Huh? What assassin robes? I thought it was the Kakushiba Iki. I thought it was this. I thought it was that. Like, what? Who are the assassins? We don't know who they are anymore." I was like,
it's funny.
Brilliant. Everybody's in on the joke.
And I felt, even aside from the joke, I didn't really feel anything because I was trying to be all immersed. I was like slowly walking through the cave, trying to imagine how Naoe would be exploring round. And then I get to the robes, and I'm like, oh, here we go. There's going to be a sick cutscene that parallels Ezio when he finds the robes or something. She's going to look at it. She's going to, it's going to be like a mocap cutscene. She's like feeding her fingers down the robe. She's like, wow. She's like, you can see the emotion. She's like, this is my calling.
What would she say? Can you do an interpretation of what she would say?
She would say, she would say, these are looking a little dusty. I should take them to the dry cleaners. I was like, I don't know. No, but like...
That was a good one.
Yeah, even aside from the jokes, like, I was hoping we would get actually like a mocap cutscene where she's picking up the robes, or she's like feeling her hands down it, and as much as I don't really care for Ezio's family's renditions, I think it was good in AC2 and they overdid it, but like, even there, I would not be completely opposed to a cool Ezio's family callback in the music. But no, bro, I walk up to the robes, it says hold B or whatever it says. I hold the button and guess what happens? No cutscene triggers. The robes just disappear from the mannequin. They just go.
I don't even think she puts them on immediately.
No, and she doesn't say anything. She doesn't even say anything.
Does she not?
No, she didn't say anything. She just I don't think she says. I mean, she says stuff when you're in the cave, and she might.
Yeah, she'll probably be like.
She might have a comment when she's
hidden room.
I guess they really are the hidden ones. Ha ha ha.
Oh, I'm so glad the word hidden ones was never said in that game. That's something it did right. It didn't try and pretend they were still called the hidden ones.
I always thought, and this is no slight to my good YouTube friend, the hidden one. I love you. But I always did think within the context of Assassin's Creed, like the hidden ones was such a dumb name. I don't think the Hidden Ones YouTube channel is a dumb name, by the way. I don't. I'm just saying, in Assassin's Creed storyline, I'm like, why are they called them the Hidden Ones? It just seems a bit weird. I don't know. It just seems a bit like, why would you say it like that? It was
funny though, because like when I saw the Hidden Ones channel and I knew that was his name, that made me think, oh, he's probably like an RPG apologist. Like he probably likes the RPG games. So that kind of like,
I mean, I think he does.
Kind of like
subliminally.
Games. He does, yeah, he does. It kind of like made me think, oh, this guy likes all of Assassin's Creed, and that's nice. And I think that gave me a good like first impression.
Yeah, I mean, if you the more positive, the better, isn't it? So if you can like all of it, then fair play.
I'm gonna rename my channel. I'm going to call it the Kakashiba Iki.
Oh, yes. That'd be sick. I'm going to call mine the League of the Hidden Blade.
The League of the Hidden Blade. That is fantastic. I can't believe it. They only said it once. They knew they couldn't get away with like calling it that.
Why even say it? Why even say it?
Yeah, true.
But yeah, like going back to his email, I think it's a cool... It's a cool idea that they could have had this extra brother, or maybe even this son would have been the main character. I
still think it's coming.
Yeah,
He's on the way.
Maybe bro's on the way. Maybe little bro is on the way. We will see. Right.
Little bro, he's like a 10-year-old that killed his mom.
Mate, we're gonna find out that the fucking what's his name?
Junjiro
is the brother. He's like, I didn't want to tell you this, because he's like kind of American, isn't he? He's like,
I hate his voice.
I didn't want to tell you this, but I'm actually your brother. then you're a monster too.
Oh,
and I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Jesus.
I hate his so bad. I know it's a kid, but the acting is just dreadful.
Then I'm going to kill you too.
He's like, if you want to, you've got to have to kill me.
Oh yeah, that's what he said.
He's like, if you're gonna kill him, then you have to kill me as well.
You kill my dad. I'm so sorry for killing your dad.
How would you feel if like the voice actor for Naoe like saw this episode?
Oh, I'd feel terrible. It's funny you say this. I saw there was a video that came out where the voice actors for Yasuke and Naoe are like learning how to sword fight. It's like a YouTuber like got them as guests, and they're like fighting in a forest, and they're so much like better when they're just talking like them. Like Naoe's voice actor just sounds like a normal person when she's talking normally, and I don't know what I don't know what it was. I really don't, but it's just not a good performance.
Honestly, and I think what it is, because we've had this exact same voice acting since like, you know, with Quebec since Odyssey. I think it's just it is just the absolutely bad writing. It's stiff. It sounds awful. That's why every NPC sounds exactly the same. Even the main characters sound like NPCs.
Artificial pauses in between.
And like Alexios and Cassandra sounded the same. Like they had that same cadence to the way they speak. It's the writing.
It was a very like default tone.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't sway too far in one direction.
You can't have too much emotion.
Eivor, yeah, there were moments when Eivor, I think, really like delivered a good performance, but that was because it was a scene written to give them a character.
Yeah.
And not like in generic quest lines, it's just like, what would you have me do? You want me to go over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
The wind calls me back to Randvi.
And then like look how he said that. Oh,
do you remember?
He just does this like shrug shoulders, like that default animation they've got.
Oh, do you remember?
What do you want me to do?
Yeah. Do you remember? Hello, the Wolf guy. So good to see you.
Oh,
you remember the Wolf guy?
I don't remember that exactly. No, I don't know anyone's name.
It's the dog. You get a dog in the camp in the
do you?
The village. Yeah, in Ravenstop, you can save a dog, and then you can name it either the Wolfgar, It's a wolf, and he goes Dwarfka.
The wolf?
Or it's like another name which is
Dwarfka?
less. There's another name which is way less stupid, and obviously I picked Dwarfka because that's funny. Like
Yeah,
he's literally a fucking wolf called Dwarfka, and then every time you'd go into the camp and like walk or the village and walk past him, hello Dwarfka, so good to see you. He'd say.
Oh man, I'm so happy that when I played Valhalla, it was after the 15-year anniversary, so I could get all of like the gold assassin statues and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the tree had a giant assassin logo on it, and I was like, I feel like this is good. Like if I was playing Valhalla and I didn't have any of this imagery here, I'd be suffering a lot more than I already was, and I was suffering.
I think we all were.
And then there's the female Eivor.
Yeah, I never actually played as female Eivor just because I preferred the voice actor for the male one.
I switched a couple of times because I was so curious, like what she would sound like in comparison, and it's like somebody pitch shifted her down.
Really? You think?
We're going to take over this fort.
Jesus Christ.
It sounds like somebody trying to put on like a gruff voice, but they don't actually. I wonder what she actually sounds like, the voice actress. Anyway, I'll do that off screen.
Yeah.
I'll have a look.
Okay.
I'll report back.
Well, while we do that, let's read the next email.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. This is from. Can I say the name? Hey, I should have looked. While you were talking. They don't say I can. Oh, I'll read their username. Hey guys, I am Dinny20 or 20. I never.
Oh yeah, I know, didn't he?
I never miss your episodes. In the 20th episode, you were mentioning how after Desmond, the modern day story went bad, and also AC partially was more diluted. I kind of agree with it, and I think that between AC2 and Revelations, they lost the original direction. To have Desmond searching for the Isu temples and try to save the world instead of dying for a magical ball. So I want to ask you this: if you could rewrite the modern day story, in what point?
Ooh.
Sorry, let me read that again. In what point you two? I'm gonna start again. If you could rewrite the modern day story, at what point would you two change the course of the narrative, and in what way would you end or continue the Desmond journey? And then they've got, I think this is their idea they've got below. Personally, I came up with some ideas, something like, I'm just going to paraphrase this because it's quite long, but we'll don't worry, we'll still get all the info you put. Desmond in this is their first idea. Desmond in Brotherhood, instead of killing Lucy, would have disfigured and heavily injured her because of the effects of the apple. This way they wouldn't need to use Kristen Bell as an actress. Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah, because apparently, she dropped out because of they didn't pay her enough.
Yeah, she wanted more, and they were like, "Nah, fuck that." Apparently.
So instead, we're gonna disfigure her face.
Yes, they can use
so
her
heavily.
Like oh god. So Desmond would then find both a cure to Lucy and the Isu temples at the same time. By the end of AC,
I can see that working. Yeah.
By the end of AC3, he would have failed to save the world because he lost time by choosing to save Lucy.
Ooh.
In this way, you could parallel with Juno failing to save the world with Aita.
Let him cook. Let him cook. This is good. I like this.
With the modern day ending, without knowing if Desmond, Lucy, Rebecca, and Sean survived in the Isu temple, but surely knowing that everyone else was dead. And then their second idea would be after that, to continue the AC franchise after AC3, I think that AC needed to be telling the story of Abstergo since the 50s to the 2000s, playing as Subject Zero, right until up as playing as Clay Kazmarek. I've never heard of that character.
What? You've never heard of Clay?
Clay Kazmarek?
Yeah, that's...
Is that Subject 16?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
No,
wait. What was Subject 16 called?
I actually don't know. I always called him Subject 16.
Is Clay not the guy who... in AC3, the guy
with
who's
a gun
after Desmond? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Is that guy? Or is he called Darren?
Darren. No.
Where did I get Darren
Subject
from?
16 is Clay. Yeah, correct.
Oh, is it? Right.
I just didn't know
He was
his name.
Subject 4, the guy from...
The guy with the gun Yeah, he had a different name. I can't remember. Anyway,
He was subject for EC3.
Anyway, so their idea would be you'd go back after that to Abstergo from the 50s up until the 2000s, and then you would end up playing as Subject 16. In this way, we can see the experiments from Abstergo and find the pieces of Eden that were present in the AC1 Abstergo laptops and in the Black Flag Abstergo files. This way, we can see the negative effects of the bleeding effect in the story of the assassins in chronological order from Adam and Eve, Darius, Origins, etc., until World War II in over 20 games. Okay, and by the end, playing as Subject 16, we set up playing with Domenico Auditore and Giovanni Auditore, and this you would have a direct link between AC2, and that would be the last AC game in the franchise. So it's like it would come full circle. I'm sorry for the length, but I hope you read this deep dive in my question. Bye. So, what do you think? Going back to their first question, it was just what was it? It was just saying how like
Where would you deviate? I think that's an interesting question. It's not like there's two parts to the question. It's like, what would you do? But also, when do you think
he said
it needed to change?
He literally says, he says, if you could rewrite the modern day, at what point would you both change the course of the narrative? So at what point would it stay the same? And like you said, then divert.
I feel like I need to think about that.
Yeah.
It's a heavy question. I mean,
I could freestyle some thoughts while you think.
If you've got any ideas.
I think personally, I'm not saying it's
I like their idea, mind. I like their idea.
So that's what I was gonna say. Like, I like that they have those 2 points of their idea. I think the idea number one's pretty cool with like the Lucy thing, and potentially trying to save her, and then it would, it could lead into Desmond's character of being a true assassin because he's like he forgives her for what she did, and he sees anyway. But then. One thing I will say, and I'm not saying this is a bad idea, I'm just saying I don't think I'd personally go for that, is the second idea where it's, what is it? Going
like
back.
A prequel.
Going back and then doing all different things through time. I don't know. Reason I wouldn't do that is because you said that would be loads of different stories through more than 20 games. For me, I think 20 games is too much, and I feel like it would just be more milking, and then the writing quality could potentially get worse because they're just bashing out new games every year. I think that is one of the issues. So I my whole idea of a good AC story is sort of one that actually has a cohesive ending, which isn't what Assassin's Creed obviously does now, which is obviously. So if I'm going to rewrite it, I would probably personally stick to like, how are we going to rewrite the story we've already got? But it's hard because I actually like the modern day of 1 to 3. I know a lot of people don't agree, but I like the end of Desmond's saga where he saves the world and sacrifices himself. Sure, they could have done more, and sure, I suppose it could have been better, but like I was satisfied with that. I never really like thought to myself, oh well, that sucks. I always thought, R.I.P. Desmond, man, he saved the world. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard for me to really say what I would want to change. One thing I will quickly say before I pass it to you is I am interested by the sort of, I don't know if this is rumors or like, I don't know if it ever got confirmed, but there was like stirrings online where people were saying how apparently Desmond's story would have originally delved into the bleeding effect more, and then he would eventually have been able to see his ancestors' memories without using the animus, and he'd be able to like call upon all these things during battle. That would be cool to see.
Yeah, Nolan North was saying that.
Was it Nolan North? Yeah.
Yeah, he said it at a convention, so I'm pretty sure that was like, well, he said that was like what they'd spoke about. I don't know if it was actually gonna happen at any point.
There's so much that could have been explored, but honestly, I don't think I would change it. I liked it, but I know that I'm not sure if you agree on that. I feel like you would maybe want to change it.
I don't know, because if you gave me the option to rewrite any of the Desmond stuff, I don't know if I would. I mean, I could very easily start rewriting from Black Flag onwards. Yeah. I don't know how you feel about Black Flag's modern day, but I quite like it.
I hate that.
Oh, really?
Well, it's not needed. It's just there. It's just pointless, and it's just well, I mean, from a
It gets
gameplay
in the way.
perspective, it sucks. I think that's my opinion. I think I hate it from a gameplay perspective. It just takes you. Again, this is my opinion. You might not agree, which is fair enough. But for me, it's like I feel like I'm getting into it, and then every time I do a bloody sequence, it pulls me back out into this slow, monotonous modern day
It is a bit
Ubisoft
slow,
offices
yeah.
gameplay. I mean, yeah, like there's narrative connotations to why you're actually getting pulled out and stuff. But sorry, yeah, carry on.
No, I liked the mystery side of it. I think, honestly, my problem with what the modern day sort of went with was the whole end of the world thing. And I know that's like baked in really early on, but I think once you've done a world-ending catastrophe, the franchise kind of can't go higher than that.
It doesn't always have to go higher than that, though.
No, but I just think they knew what story they wanted to tell, and it like ended at AC3.
And then they thought, well, shit,
And they
we're not
didn't-
ending the series, though, because this makes loads of money.
But then like AC3 has Juno doing her thing at the end, and it's like, well, I wouldn't want that because it didn't go anywhere. You're basically restarting the story from scratch.
So I suppose it's more like how would you do a reboot? Almost. You know what I mean? Like,
That's it.
Imagine
like,
it ended from AC3 and then it's, it gets rebooted into like, I guess it kind of did really, didn't it?
if the franchise wasn't so like, what's the word, dependent on the stuff in the past, I think they could have happily, like, if this was a franchise where you got one game every 5 years, like a Fallout or a, Elder Scrolls is more like every 10 years. But,
or longer.
or maybe a remaster every 10 years. A Skyrim every 2 years. At least.
True. Yeah.
If this was a franchise that spaced itself out, then having 5 Assassin's Creed games would have probably been some people's entire lifetime, where the stories could be longer and they could have more going on, and you could have like the first 5 hours of an AC game out of the Animus, because by then people would be invested.
Mm-hmm.
I think what damaged the modern day storyline was that people stopped being invested in it, so they didn't want to spend any time outside of the Animus, to the point where Ubisoft have sort of like hidden it away because they know they've got nothing to do. They've got no story to tell.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you play something like Unity and you're barely reminded that the Animus is there, the story does flow better.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, I think AC3, like, as much as I love the Desmond stuff, it is, like, clashing massively with what's happening with Connor.
It doesn't parallel it like it did before. That's the thing. Like,
No.
you've got a lot of, like, I would still say, like, cool modern day stuff. Like, I like the way it amps things up with Desmond, but I can see from a player that doesn't care too much about modern day, or like who came into AC3 first, it's going to be like even aside from not knowing the context, like even if they knew the context, I can imagine it would feel very much like, oh no, actually scratch what I said there. Just from a narrative point of view, coming from AC1, like, well, AC1 did it the best, but like where they, would parallel Desmond with Altair and Desmond with Ezio, like they'd grow together, their story was in tandem with one another. Yeah, it feels a lot more, I guess, disconnected in AC3. It's very much like you're doing all this stuff in, old America, and then all of a sudden you're now in modern times killing a target because
like, my
just
batteries
are.
ran out, so I need to go and get a new, like, thing to, what is it, for the Animus.
Wait. Oh, I thought you were telling me your batteries
Yeah,
ran out in real life.
I was aware, as I said that, how it was going to sound.
Yeah, I thought you were just...
But no.
I was going to say,
What I
like,
mean
wait, your
is-
headphones, your mic? Like,
No, Desmond's Animus
yeah.
died, and then he had to go and get a battery to recharge it. That's the only thing connecting the two storylines, and it's like you'll get like a scene of Desmond being like, so we gotta go get Abstergo and help this thing, and and then it just cuts to Connor going, it's been 3 years since my brother died, and you're like, oh Christ, yeah, sorry, forgot about that. The war continues. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Sorry. I've just been having a fun time with, Desmond cracking jokes.
Cracking wise.
Yeah,
Jumping
like
off the Empire State Building.
Yeah,
Or whatever
like, the
building it
tone
was.
is so massively different
Yeah.
between what's happening.
I think that's where
Honestly,
it goes wrong. Yeah.
I really I thought Brotherhood caught its stride
It did.
by making it like an Indiana Jones tomb raiding adventure sort of thing. We need to get the clues to find this tomb, and it's in a big landmark, and that's sort of what Assassin's Creed I thought was going to be going forward, was like going to these famous locations and seeing how they looked in the past and the modern day.
It was almost a
and,
bit
like,
sorry not to cut you off, but
No.
It because it's also Nolan North, it reminded me a bit of Uncharted in a way. Do you know what I mean? Like,
of course,
you get to the area, like you said, and there's
And Desmond's a bit more fun, and he's got a bit more personality.
bit
and
of-
it looks like
a bit of flirtatious banter between Lucy and Desmond.
But then they kind of dropped that. You never see them going. Well, you kind of get it in like Origins, but that's only to find the body of whoever's DNA they're going to use.
I mean, nothing really
It's
happens.
less like Layla doing it.
Nothing really happens in Origins modern day, does it? I remember when I played it, I was so excited for this new modern day because I'm like, where's it going to go? And like, she does not leave that cave. And I was like, oh,
No.
for fuck's sake, you didn't do anything. What the
She
point
just
of
gets
this modern day?
recruited.
She just meets Desmond's dad, and he doesn't sound like Desmond's dad.
No, I hate that. I hate the way Desmond's dad looks, especially
Like,
sounds.
he just does not sound the same. Yeah.
They made him like 40 years older.
Oh,
And he's so unfazed. He's not even a character.
no.
He
he's
was.
not,
He was a
is
great character, and then they just
He's just sort of
stripped him down.
He just sort of pisses about, doesn't he? He just, he talks to people through the Animus because why not?
Like, do you not think it would have been great to get like his dad going through a depressive like streak, or we kind of get a little bit with Sean in Syndicate.
yeah,
It's like the best written scene in that game is the one where he's like, I've learned to stop cracking jokes because that got my friend killed, so I'm going to be more serious now. And you're like, oh, that explains why you're still acting exactly the same.
yeah. Why are you still doing karate kicks at the beginning?
He says like, oh, I secretly looked up to him. I was just cracking jokes to like make light of the situation because I was scared they were going to get killed or something. And it's like, all right, cool. Like somebody sat down and thought, what can we do with Sean? And they actually came up with something.
I think
That's the only time they've done anything.
I mean, I think he definitely did not like Desmond when he first met him. I think he looked down
No.
on Desmond. To start with, he was like, who is this guy who's just like never done any work in his life? He's just turned up and now he's like the center of attention. But then I feel like, yeah, he definitely came to respect him like closer to AC3 for sure.
I got the impression that he was like a historian that didn't care for all this like modern technology. He was just there to be like historically referencing stuff, and like he never really trusted the Animus to like tell the story properly.
Do you think? No, because I think he did.
I got
think
that kind of resentment.
I think he trusted the Animus to tell it how it really was. Personally. Well, I mean,
It's just the way that like he reads out the codex and stuff that got me I just had the feeling like he's sitting there with a book cross-referencing everything to make sure it's like right because he doesn't believe it. He's like a bit skeptical.
what would Sean think of ChatGPT?
Oh, he'd have a banger. He'd have an absolute cracker to say about that.
Yeah.
He'd hate it. He'd hate it.
No, I feel like I don't know. I don't think he hated technology. I don't think I didn't see any like link toward, sort of anything towards that. For me, I just feel like he didn't I think there was this line in AC2 where it's like, I can't remember exactly, but he's just saying about how Desmond's in the Animus. He's like, the real assassins that are actually out there doing real work or something like that.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like again, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying.
No, but it's like he didn't think Desmond deserved the spotlight.
No, but I do think he didn't. I think he respected him. Like let's say, I feel like when
the end,
he came out of like almost like the coma, the whole thing happened at the end of Brotherhood. I feel like then that's when sort of Sean started to respect him more and be like, you know what? Like he proved himself. Do you know what I mean? He did a lot of stuff in the field and like.
Yeah, I think, just to go back to the question, I think you've said where I would change it, because I think I would change it at Revelations.
Yeah.
I just think AC3 was a bit too fast. Like, it just skipped a bit too quickly to the end.
Yeah.
And I would have liked, once he comes out of that coma, I think that should have been the game where Ubisoft like sat down and went, right, what are we actually going to do here? And then once he gets out that coma, we can start like rewriting stuff and pivot to a longer form story. They should not have killed Desmond, I don't think. They should have just built on him a bit more. Like, it's a fair idea to kill him off, but there was no reason to do it. In the long
well,
term.
the hero's journey sort of thing, I feel like there's a bit
It
of...
works, but
Yeah.
it works for 5 games. It doesn't work for the following 10.
Well, no, of course not. But that's not... I wouldn't put that blame on Desmond dying. I know what you mean, because it's like if they knew they were going to keep making loads of games. But then at the same time, it's
I don't
like,
think they would have killed him.
I feel like if they didn't kill him, then they would have ended up milking him and ruining his character. That's the thing. So like one part of me is like glad that he died when he did, because it was like he had his character development, he did his thing, he didn't get milked and dragged out through like 10 games, and then his story ended. Do you know what I mean? Like at least there's that. But then,
Yeah, I suppose there is that.
but you know, in a world where he could have had maybe a better ending. You know, who knows? I don't know. But yeah,
I do like that original idea of him just collecting different characters, and then at the end he has like the abilities of all of them.
Oh yeah. That would be
That
cool.
just
wouldn't
sounds like a nice, straightforward way of doing it, instead of like, oh, there's a solar flare that's gonna hit the Earth in this game about assassins.
it? Yeah, and I suppose also it would be kind of like a full circle moment for all the characters, because it's like they don't know it, but they're all literally physically helping in the final fight somehow.
Yeah. And I mean, they could have done some like, you know, Steven Spielberg thing where all of the assassins get like at least one scene to like acknowledge each other.
Oh god.
They could have just met each other in the Animus. Just do some Animus trickery where he's like, it's a bit like in the movie where it's like, did that really happen? Did I just meet my ancestors, or were they just part of the Animus?
Well, to be fair, they did have a bit in Revelations when Ezio puts his hand on Desmond's shoulder and he goes, now listen, or whatever he says.
That was good though. That was like up to interpretation.
Yeah, it was
whether
like
he actually
ambiguous.
saw Desmond or not. Yeah.
I don't think
I don't think
well,
he did.
No, it's more like the narrator sort of. What do they call it? It's like it's not obviously not what happened. It's almost like when you see the confession scene in an assassination. Like
Yeah.
like I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna stop
It's up
talking.
to interpretation, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just in the world. Once you get into an Animus like memory corridor, anything's up for interpretation. But I like that. I like that. You know, that was some really good like subtlety.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we've got one more email. This one's quite a short one.
Let's go for it then. Yeah.
This one comes from Babbling Brook. Thank you for your email. She says, putting this up here just in case. So, wait, what? Oh, she's saying I'm putting this at the top so you don't accidentally dox me, lol. Just say from Babbling Brook. Yeah. Rather than the actual name. Hey guys, I don't really have a question or anything. I just want to say that I really love tuning into the Podyssey every Saturday. Sorry, every Sunday. And hearing you guys chat. I love putting y'all on the background when I'm working, drawing, or just walking around town. I love both of your channels, and especially the fact that you both have consistently good AC takes. Haha. Keep up the good work. You guys are awesome. Wishing you all the best and hoping you get a gazillion views. You both deserve it. From Babbling Brook. Thank you so much for the support.
Oh, that's
and
very
we love
nice.
you.
That's very nice.
Yeah, it's good to see a little bit of positive support here and there. You know, it's nice to see.
Yeah, that's lovely.
It's much appreciated. All I can really say about that is, you know, as cliche as it sounds, like it is, when you get little reminders like that people like the content, definitely does it gives me like a little boost of like, oh shit, yeah, like, and it makes me want to then go and do loads more videos and stuff, because it's like, I don't know, I don't really know how to put it into words, but yeah, appreciate it.
It's nice to hear the people behind it. I think you see like 1,000 views, 10,000
It's
views.
just a number.
And you don't really think about, it's
Yeah.
just a number. You don't really see the people behind it. So it's nice to hear from those people.
Yeah, it's hard to visualize, isn't it? Like you can see, oh, that's a lot of people, but it's hard to actually. You don't know like their reaction to
no,
your
totally
content.
not.
You don't know their personality. You don't know who they are. You just see a number. So it's hard. It's hard to like almost associate a number with like a real like person and like a tangible feeling. So when people say things like this with like Babbling Brook, it helps us to be like, oh, so these are the people that are watching. So yeah, it's nice. Appreciate
People
it.
actually like what we're doing.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Because everybody always talks about like what you're talking about. They don't talk about like you making it. They talk about the subject matter, especially when it's a YouTube like Assassin's Creed YouTuber. It's not just YouTuber who talks about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, and I mean that makes sense because like obviously that is the talking point, that's the topic. And even if I think about it from my perspective, like there's a lot of people that I watch on YouTube. To be honest, I don't really ever comment that much, but if I ever do comment, it's probably gonna be about the topic. But that's not to say I haven't thought about the video and the people in it and stuff like that. It's just don't often say about it because what do you have to say? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah,
it's funny. I don't comment either. Like, there's some YouTubers I've been watching for 10+ years.
Yeah,
I've never commented. I've never interacted with them, so they don't know.
Yeah, they don't know you exist.
But I've been watching them for so long, and it's weird. It's weird. I don't know. Some people are so like casual with commenting, and even then, like, it's weird from our side to judge someone based purely on their comment.
Yeah,
like somebody could comment someone like I put out a post saying what is everybody expecting from this update next week for AC Shadows, about the roadmap, and people are just putting like, oh, it'll be trash, it'll be garbage. Someone put gay.
Oh, lovely, brilliant.
And I just thought, like, that could be somebody who loves my videos, loves the content, and they're just taking the mick.
Yeah.
Or they could be someone who's just seeing the channel for the first time and they hate everything they're seeing, so they're leaving a bad comment. And you just don't know. You really don't know based off, like, a single comment.
For
so
sure.
I imagine it's, like, a similar... Like, we see so little of the people, but the people see so much of us.
Yeah, it's just how it is, isn't it? And, like, I've never... like bumped into anyone that watches my videos. Like I don't think the channels are big enough for that to happen.
I'd be terrified if somebody shouted, "Well, let's make movies." I'm like, fuck off.
But it would be.
That's not me. It's not me.
It would be interesting though, wouldn't it? Just to see like who that person is and like get an idea. But it's never happened.
Oh yeah, of course. I like having a Discord because that's the closest I get to like meeting the fans. I get to talk to them every day, and like I see them having conversations about Assassin's Creed and stuff, and I'm like, these are the people. Like I feel like I've got a good idea who these people are.
That's cool. Yeah.
Outside of like just talking about Assassin's Creed, which are
that's cool.
Anyone can talk about Assassin's Creed like based on their opinions, but it's something else to know who's saying, their thoughts.
Yeah, fair enough. Other than that, though, we have read all of the write-ins.
Oh, excellent. Well, that was a nice one to end off on.
Yeah. I guess before we wrap up, I did want to ask you this, but obviously probably won't go into a massive conversation about it, but I am curious, like, where in Oblivion Remaster you're up to. How much have you played?
Oh, yeah.
What have you done in the game?
I tell you what, I'll start off by saying I'm having a really hilarious glitch where... if I have Steam open at the same time as the game, my controller will stop every few seconds.
Oh, what is it like? Keep thinking you're changing window or something?
It thinks that I'm swapping between like controller and keyboard all the time, but my character will just keep stopping and then walking and then stopping.
Oh god, that's annoying.
But I didn't realize until like I just closed Steam that that's what was causing it. But I just want to quickly see what my actual playtime is.
Yeah, I'd be curious. Mine's like, there's been a few days where I haven't been able to play because of just other stuff. I think I'm about 7-8 hours.
Oh, I've played 4 hours,
Oh,
so that's
okay.
not
Yeah,
really
yeah.
much. It's like I played it the day after it came out because I got it installed on the first day,
Mm-hmm.
and then literally I just played a little bit at the weekend. But it's really good. It's really, really good.
Oh,
I'm
it's
really
good.
enjoying
I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it. That's good.
I love how old school it feels.
Yeah.
The feel of it is just like, it just feels like familiar.
It's weird because it's like I found like it feels so much like obviously Oblivion because it is Oblivion, but like it also like it has got a modern feel like overlaid on top. Like it's very it's very weird. Like I was saying, I don't know if you saw, but I did make a player's pad scripted video.
Oh, I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I watched it.
you know the bit where I was like, I don't know how to explain this, but it feels like a new genre of games almost, like old and new mashed together. Like I don't know, it's like it's very strange, but it feels nice. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah, it feels nice. It doesn't feel like it's mind blowing.
No,
it's not like you could pass this off as being a brand new release. But I don't know. It's literally how you imagine it looking when you're a kid.
Like the memory. Yeah.
It is like the memory of what you thought it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the only way I can describe it. But I've never played Oblivion, so I don't like literally know. Like I'm hearing some of the voice acting, and I'm like, this sounds like way too crisp to be from today. But then I guess they've like mastered the audio or something because it sounds really good. Like the voices, I'm hearing like Patrick Stewart like 30 years ago, and like 20 years ago, and he sounds like it's today.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know. It's crazy what they've done to the audio. The sound effects are great. The combat's great, and like the only thing that like I think feels its age is like the dungeons.
Yeah,
because I go into them, I run around for a bit, and I'm like, have I done it? Have I killed everyone? Or is there more? I'm waiting for like the chest at the end, or like the noise. You know, like the word of power or something.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
waiting for that.
Even like if you just go on the map in Skyrim, it will say cleared if you've cleared it. Whereas I don't think it says that in Oblivion. It's just
I don't think it does. Yeah,
and
I have no idea if I've finished anything.
One thing I wish they did, I don't know what. I so annoying that they didn't do this. Was like I think we said this in the other episode. Like they didn't. In original Oblivion, you go through a dungeon, and then when you're done, you have to run all the way back through it to get out again. There's no like trapdoor at the end or like hidden lever that will let you out, loop back round to the beginning. It doesn't do that. It's very one way through, one way back. I wish they just added a trapdoor at the end of every like cave.
Yeah,
maybe
fast travel or something.
Maybe that would feel not right, maybe it wouldn't make sense, but like it would be much better because it's like there's no point in running back through the dungeon because you've done it, you've seen everything. And Skyrim did it so much better. One thing that it does do better though is in the Shivering Isles DLC, they did a much better job at the dungeons in that DLC, and they do loop around a lot better, like Skyrim's. I still wouldn't say they're on the level of Skyrim's, but they're a bit closer to that, where you can like this is where they ended up sort of taking the direction, quite literally in the dungeons and in game development. It does loop around more, and you do have like little ways to get out, so you don't have to go back on yourself. But again, obviously in the base game, in the remaster, they haven't changed that.
Like I've gone through a couple of dungeons, and I'm like, I don't know, they're quite short, which is not too bad for the backtracking. Like they're not too long, but there's no like big chest at the end or like a storyline throughout the dungeon.
Yeah.
So for a couple of them, I mean, there probably is, and I've just found like some of the generic ones.
Do you mean
but
like
I'm just not seeing like?
Do you mean like when you read like a letter and it will have like a little story if you piece?
I mean, I like
together?
stuff like that, or even just like interesting, like environmental design that makes you go, oh, here's what happened here. Like I can see the storyline of what happened to make this cave. Like this cave was took over by bandits, and I can see where the bandits have like done this and done that.
Yeah.
But I don't really get that in Oblivion so far. It's just like generic cave.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel like they are, yeah, a lot of the caves...
And I don't see the reward at the end as well. I don't see the point of doing them.
A lot of the caves have very, like, pretty much the same layout as well. They're all quite the same. Yeah, I feel like caves in Oblivion are more like, if you've got a quest that sends you in there, then you'll feel like a sense of completion. But if you just go in there, you know, you might find a quest in there, or you might find something, but like, there's a chance that it will be just a very boring generic cave and nothing really is in there. So yeah, it's not as good as Skyrim in that regard, but I'm
looking forward to like doing like the Daedric quests and stuff because I have no idea what any of those are.
It's very similar to Skyrim, where like they have shrines all over the world, and you know, you can talk to the shrine god and leave an offering. And one thing I would recommend,
Good storytelling.
Yeah. One thing I would recommend every player to do is when they reach level 10, because you have to be level 10, is go to the Shrine of Nocturnal, because if you complete that quest line, you get the skeleton key. And you just, and then, because in lockpicking, the mini game, you know, there's like the press X to like auto attempt.
I have no idea how lockpicking works in this game. I'm just mashing everything to see why, like, I don't understand.
What it is you have to, obviously you have to push them up, don't you? So you have to listen. So you'll push it up, you have to listen and look. Sometimes it will drop down.
Listening.
Well, partially. Sometimes it will drop down fast. If it drops down fast, it's gonna break. If it sits, if you push it up and it sits there for a split second and then drops, usually the next one does that as well. You push it up as soon as it sits there for a second. You press A quickly, and it keeps it in place. It's hard to explain without a proper sort of tutorial, but like, it took me a while to figure it out, like back in the day. But yeah, it's like you have to wait for timing. You have to like push it up a few times, let it drop, just to get a feel for it. And then when it goes up, you know, you get the timing right. You also listen because the sound clicks a little bit different when it's ready to be.
I've not been doing any of that.
Yeah. But if you get the skeleton key at level 10, just spam auto attempt every single time, and it's unbreakable, and you'll just never have to lockpick again.
And do you get to keep it?
Yeah, you do.
Skyrim,
it's not
where
Skyrim. You can keep it. That's it.
Oh, fantastic! I don't know why they made you give it back in Skyrim.
I know, right? It was so annoying. You have to give it back. But yeah, so it's like that's a good one. I would also recommend doing the Dark Brotherhood as soon as possible, just because it's one of the most fun. Have you started it?
Well, I'm only level 4, so I'd like to get to maybe like level 10 or something before I start doing stuff.
I would say though, the guild sort of quest lines and all that, they will it scales with you, so it's like you know,
is there a mages thing? Because I want to be like a pure magic, but I feel like I'm being forced to use a weapon.
So there's obviously the mages guild. There's a guild across every single city, so you can just go to any of them and start join the ranks. It's got its own quest line and everything, and like you'll be able to get like sort of mage robes and stuff that will like fortify your magic better. And you can just run around and like just cast loads of different spells at enemies without using weapons. Like,
because I've only got the fire one at the minute, and I want some other stuff.
Well, one thing I did notice, if go to like all spells in your menu, you might actually have more than you realize, because I did that the other day and I had way more than I realized. I had like cold touch, which is like a frost one. So what I've been doing is like I'll have a weapon equipped just in case, but usually enemies will come at me and I'll just jump around them and avoid their attacks and just spam spells at them. So like I am,
because I've got like
magic.
a bow and arrow. I've been doing like archery stuff and then just spamming the fireball whenever I've got a chance.
You'll pick it up as you play and sort of like realize. Also, you can. I mean, I think this is still in the remaster. I don't think they would have changed it. I haven't come across it yet, but you can, at least in OG Oblivion, you can craft your own spells. Like you can make your own spells and have different effects and different. Yeah, and I'm
because Skyrim's is quite simple. It's really just like different tiers of the same spell.
Yeah, this one you can like make your own spells. Like there's a spellcrafter like option, and there's a lot more to what you can do. But yeah. Anyway, should we wrap it up? It's getting a bit late, isn't it?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
I guess
I did have one more thing I wanted to mention.
Of course.
It's just how different the art style is compared to Skyrim.
Yeah,
that really took me by surprise. I'm like, I thought I would recognize a lot more, but I'm not.
Do you mean
like even though all the enemies are different?
Do you mean like the graphics or like even the way the buildings look and everything?
Oh, just like the way knight's armor looks. It's a lot more fantasy. The swords look a lot more like hard fantasy as opposed to like that northern, like Viking sort of aesthetic that Skyrim's got going on.
Yeah. I mean, it was even like that in OG Oblivion. Like, the themes of that game and like the world, more like the world of Cyrodiil. It is a very high fantasy take on a fantasy game. Each province usually resembles something different. Morrowind was more like the alien sort of like fantasy. Obviously, Cyrodiil was the high fantasy. Skyrim was more like the harsh, dark, gritty sort of fantasy. So it does reflect different sort of things in games, and I'm sure Elder Scrolls 6. Like let's say iron.
Yeah, I wonder
armor,
what that's gonna be.
Like the iron armor is like the classic, Nord with the horns. I'm sure that will look different in Elder Scrolls 6. I'm sure they'll probably try and keep it a little bit the same so people can have a callback and oh my god, Skyrim cameo because there's the horned helmet. But like I do think it will have different aesthetics to reflect that of like, well, we think it's going to be in Hammerfell and High Rock. So that's like the current speculation is that it's going to be 2 provinces, Hammerfell and High Rock. Which would be so sick if it is.
That would be great, yeah. High Rock, especially.
Well, High Rock is also a little bit quite high fantasy. It's a bit like people compare it to like Game of Thrones in the way of like the kings and the politics and stuff. That'd be quite cool. But then obviously Hammerfell was like desert and sort of like the curved swords. You remember that meme?
Oh yeah, curved swords.
Yeah. So there'll be a lot of that. But yeah.
Oh, that would be quite cool. Yeah. Anyway.
I guess.
I suppose we should wrap things up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say to wrap it up. I suppose. What did we cover today? We covered all the write-ins, lots of different Assassin's Creed conversations. We covered epic rap beef, diss track.
Oh yeah,
it's coming. What else did we talk about? I can't even remember.
I can't remember. We've been talking for so long.
We talked about.
You forget what happens in the first hour. Like I feel like the first hour always just like is like a blur.
I know, right? We took the
like
piss
before
out of
we get onto a
Cassandra.
topic. I'm like, what was the? Oh, well, of course.
Oh, talked about restaurants such as Wagamama.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it being it really. But takes about 2 hours to talk about these things, so that's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's why we're here now. But it's been good chatting with you again today, Lewis, and it's been amazing chatting with you at home. I'm pointing at you. I see you at home, whether you're eating your pizza or you're lying in your bed or you're walking through somewhere. I see you. I know exactly what you're doing. And I absolutely love you. You're amazing. And I would love to see you in the next episode. Lewis?
Oh yeah, please come back.
Yeah.
Don't leave it on episode 22?
22, yeah.
22.
We're going to be at 30 soon.
Wow.
Damn.
It's going to be weird when we reach like a year.
I know. How many episodes will we have done?
In total, it'll be like 52 if we're doing them every week.
I suppose.
We've done a couple of bonuses. We've skipped.
Yeah. I reckon about...
Probably going to be in the late 40s, I would say.
At least, yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Then one day we'll have episode 100. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
We might make it.
We've got to get a guest before 50.
Yeah, we actually do. I remember, I can't remember who it was, but somebody commented saying like, are you gonna have guests within the next 5 episodes? And I was like, yep.
Oh yeah. Like absolutely.
Yeah. I was like, don't worry, they'll be within the next 5 episodes. And I think it's been about 10, 11 episodes.
Yeah.
But we will. We just.
Oh, it'll happen.
We keep
just like
we keep meaning to.
Difficult.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's difficult at the minute, different time zones for certain YouTubers. And we are in talks, we have reached out to some.
Yeah.
Just got to watch this space.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
It's like, also I feel like we do keep saying we're going to, we'll message this person and ask, and then we just never do. We just forget.
I reached out to someone.
Oh, wait, did you?
I've done the work. I told you about it last week. We've got somebody sitting in the wings.
Yeah. Yeah, true. We could ask them to come on. We got someone else that we were talking to. We'll figure it out.
Yes.
We'll figure it out. We'll get some
Yes,
guests at
it'll
some
happen.
point. Yeah.
We need to totally run out of ideas first.
Exactly. Yeah.
We need to be absolutely just sitting in silence for 2 hours
And just
before
twiddling our
start.
thumbs, like. You know what I mean?
Imagine we just did one where it's like, yeah, not really much to talk about, is there?
Yeah. We're just like coughing into the mic and picking our nose.
It's like ASMR.
Oh god.
The Podyssey ASMR.
Yeah. Well, at that, let me say this, guys. Subscribe if you aren't subscribed already to the Podyssey, an Assassin's Creed podcast where we talk about Assassin's Creed and everything in between. I am the Exile. That guy over there is Willis Makes Movies. I'm Harrison. That guy over there is Lewis. And we have had a lovely time chatting with you guys today. Press the like button on this if you want to support us. We have Spotify if you want to listen to us without seeing our beautiful faces. I'm offended, but I understand. Other than that, what is there anything else to say?
The only thing we can say,
Oh,
this has been an Odyssey. I will not soon forget.
hey, see you later.
Goodbye.